Yo, what it do? What the business is? We back up in this bench. Happy New Year, Merry Christmas, even though that's past already. Y'all know what it is. This is the Off the Sticks podcast, and this is. You want to call it the start of the second season?
Sure. It's New Year. Why not?
Okay, all right. Start of the second season. Y'all see how we just made an executive decision right there on the fly?
Right there.
Just like that, man. And we got a special guest in the building. Before that, those negros. Introduce yourselves.
Yo, no, damn, that's wrong host. It's
Yeah,
Corey,
yeah.
yo. How
He
you
was
doing?
my line. He was my line. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Y'all know who it is. Y'all know who it is. M I to the KE. Look, we got a special killer. I got to do the intro for this.
Oh,
We got
please do. Go right ahead.
a special guest. It is my closest friend that I got in life. I've known this man 20 plus years. All right. It's only one person that I've known longer than this person. And today is his birthday. Rest in peace, Big Marcus. Love you, brother. But he's the only person that I've known longer than this special guest right here. We get into arguments. It's gonna be a fun show. I know he's coming for my neck. We got my man L Boogie on the pod. Brother, what's up? Appreciate you being on the show. Give the people your intro, all that good stuff.
Hey, what's going on, people? This Marcus, but more commonly known as L. I definitely appreciate y'all, fellas, man. Y'all definitely be holding it down. I love the pod. I be listening to it all the time. So keep on doing your thing. I'm a big supporter, big fan. I definitely appreciate y'all letting me be here and get this thing of Mike a little bit of straightening. But he's absolutely right. We almost can't agree on anything. If I say Sprite, he say Sierra Mist.
Coke.
If he say Kool-Aid, I say Hawaiian Punch. We almost can't agree on anything, and it's almost a shock when we do. But that's my man, that's my brother, and like he said, it's my other man's birthday today. R.I.P. Big Marcus. Represent for you, brother. I'm here for you. But hey, kick it back to y'all, fellas, man. Appreciate y'all.
Hey man, Killer, let's get into it, yo. Yeah, we already know how I'm excited for this. First
Oh
one
yeah,
of the year.
so yeah, first show of the year, and boy, did we have some big news come out of last night. Monday Night Football. I was watching it for three different reasons. One, fantasy football, because I had the Buffalo kicker and also had Joe Burrow, so I really needed both of them to just play. I was gonna win that game regardless. Needed that. So I was watching that game, and also it had big time playoff implications for my Pittsburgh Steelers. We're gonna get into that a little later. And I'm actually, it was kind of weird. I was watching the game, and everything seeming kind of normal, things running kind of good. And then I kind of run into a situation where I'm getting calls from work because I ain't sending in my COVID test yet because I was like, I ain't coughing. You don't need it. It's negative. So come out, take the COVID test, go back, lay my son back down to sleep. And I'm looking at the game on my phone, and I just see a routine tackle, just boom, sling down, everybody getting up, and I just see Hamlin drop. And I'm like, yo, what the just happened? So I'm watching that, and now I'm getting calls from my line brothers and you know other coaches on staff with me, and they're like, yo, you did you see that drop? I said, bro, I have no idea what's going on. Like I was legit confused, and then I called Mike. I called you first. Well, actually, I called DJ first because I was already on the phone with him. Because he came back, he was with his little girls laying them down, and then he came back into the living room where his wife was. He on the phone with me like, "Yo, hey, yo, Frank, what I just miss?" I'm like, "Oh, honestly, I don't really know what to tell you outside of bro made a tackle, got up and fell down, and he been down for like 10 minutes." And he was like, "Yo, what the fuck?" So we sitting there like, I'm trying to like wrap my brain around it. I go back to the living room. I'm not talking to my lady about it. She was in there playing God of War. And she was like, okay, you know what? I'm just cut the PlayStation off. We watching this game. We're gonna watch this and see what's going on with it. So while we're doing all that, that's when I'm calling you, I'm calling Corey. And I actually had to break the news to you because you was busy watching the Bulls get screwed by the Cavaliers.
Yeah,
which
yeah.
is
I
also
was
something we're
watching
going
that.
to talk about later.
Yeah.
But just watching all of that happening, this is the first time since I want to say it was 36, that an NFL game was canceled during the game. So this is big, and it wasn't canceled by the league. It was canceled by players and coaches. I want everyone to understand that players and coaches were like, "Nah." The NFL said, "Hey, we give y'all about 5 minutes, warm back up, and get back out there. We got a schedule to keep." So on that note, the NFL, you really dropping the ball there. Troy Vincent came out this morning running
Well, hold
some
up, hold
type
up,
of
Killer.
interference and shit.
Nah, hold up. From what I heard, what was reported today, the NFLPA said that the refs giving each team 5 minutes. That never happened. Like they never had discussions on resuming the game. That's what the NFLPA said today, this morning. So
Okay, well, I
to
find that
take with that info whatever you will, whether you believe it or not. I don't know, but
I'm gonna put it to you like this: if they didn't say that, explain to me why the Bengals started warming back. Joe Burrow and the Bengals started warming back up, and Diggs was trying to get his boys rallied. Somebody told them that they were going back, because if it wasn't, the emotion and everything would have stayed the exact same on that sideline. There wouldn't have been a reason to try to get those boys back up to want to play, because there was no way they were going to be able to. I'm just keeping that a band with you. There's no way they were going to be able to. I wouldn't have been able to go back out there, and I'm a heartless little bastard at times. I couldn't have been able to go out there and do that.
Hey,
I
Killer, I got
honestly
a
couldn't.
question though, real quick. I got a question real quick. So when Joe, because I didn't see the actual incident and all that. When Joe
Mhm.
Burrow and them when he was warming up, did they already know that they had administered CPR, or was it just kind of like a simple still routine? Hey, this man is still down, and hey, everybody get your stuff back together.
That happened after they had already left with Hamlin in the ambulance.
Got you.
So everything that happened in that on the field. Now we've all played ball, different levels, different sports, but on this pod, I know I played football. Mike, you played football. Corey, you played for a little bit, but basketball was more yours. Boogie, did you play?
Play a little bit.
All right, so we've all been on the field when somebody's been hurt or been hurt ourselves. There's a certain feeling that kind of takes over the team when a guy goes down, because it's like, damn, hope that brother get back up. Hope he doing well. And the one thing that was missing, where I think this one thing that didn't happen last night that everyone was looking for, as far as like guys on the field were looking for, was a thumbs up. Like, hey, I'm gonna be okay. We didn't get that. So you're talking every single player, every single coach, everybody who like knows the game to that level. A lot of people weren't checking for that, but if you played, if you coach, that's something you look for. Like, okay, please God, just send me a sign. Tell me that you are good. Ease my mind on your condition, please. That was never that was a pill that no one there last night had a chance to take. And that right there was where I believe a lot of the emotion really stayed. Because I believe that had that thumb went up, that game would be final today. We're talking thumbs up, and that's it. So the little news I was telling y'all in pre-show that I've been following the story closely, that I did get a chance to see, is that he does, and this is probably more than about an hour or so ago, is able to breathe now on his own. I mean, it's not like he's going full compressions or anything, but he's able to now breathe on his own. What by the last thing I heard before I went to work this morning, he was ventilated, I think it's called ventilated. He was on a ventilator, intubated. That's what I'm looking for. But he was on a ventilator, so they got him off of that. So I'm believing he's gonna make a recovery. Young guy, strong body. I'm holding out. Hope he makes a full recovery. because he was actually having a very strong season. I think he was like second on the team in total tackles. Hadn't gotten a pick, but that's really not his game. His game is 7 yards and down and making sure that a tackle is made. So that's pretty much how he plays. So just knowing that he is a little bit better tonight makes this easier to talk about. That's just how I view it. It makes it easier to talk about. But I'm actually swing this over to L. Were you watching the game?
So I caught it like right after all the commotion happened. Yesterday was my daughter's birthday, so we was watching Black Adam. It's a pretty good movie actually, by the way. But it was like the post credit scenes was going on, and my wife, she was sitting there and she was like, "Hey, somebody just got knocked out on the game." So I was like, "All right, well, let me just turn to it, whatever." So when I turned to it, what I saw was Booger and Adam Schefter. They were talking, and they were like, they were like gonna talking about postponing and canceling the game, and then it went to commercial. And so it's kind of like one of them things for me, like, when you like join the conversation like halfway through it, and then you're like, what the fuck are these niggas talking about? Like, it was kind of one of those things. So when it cut to commercial, I'm like, how you just gonna cancel a game, just postpone a game like that? And then they came back from a commercial and said, gave the updates or whatever. And that's when I was like, oh fuck that. Like, yeah, cancel that game. And that's when they started showing like the shots of all the players on the sidelines in tears, and Josh Allen with his hand over his mouth, and like everybody just kind of like shocked and in awe. And when I really kind of got a grasp on all the information, Kelly, I was kind of shook up, kind of same way as you. Because it was, I mean, like, it was a routine tackle. Like, it did not look dangerous. It did not look. I mean, it looked more dangerous. I think it was T. Higgins, right? It looked more
Yo,
dangerous for
yeah.
him because he put his head down. You know what I'm saying? He
That's
went head
that's I
like
thought I was more worried about T on that tackle than
no bull. But
anyone else.
yeah, man, prayers up to that man. Hopefully he, he makes a full recovery, and I'm happy to hear, because I don't know if y'all heard, but he does like a toy drive, like a charitable toy drive, and he has like a GoFundMe account or something like that, and his goal was to raise, I think, a couple $1,000s. I forgot exactly
Twenty
how
five
much it
hundred.
was. It was 2,500.
2,500.
Yep. They said this one last I heard this morning, the donations was up to like 3.1 mil. You know what I'm saying? Because it got everybody's attention. You know what I'm saying? Even my mom is a casual fan. She's a Commanders fan, but she's a casual fan. She texted me about it. You know what I'm saying? So it definitely shook up everybody. And again, prayers to that man, prayers for strength and well wishes for their family and everything.
And I want to let you know, on this podcast, we don't call them the Commanders; they are the Commodes.
You know what?
Um,
We're gonna talk about the disrespect. We're gonna talk about the disrespect.
We can talk about that new mascot.
I could not let. I'm sorry, yo, I could not let that moment walk past me.
If we are going to talk about any disrespect to the Commanders, Commodes, Commodores, whatever, we have to talk about Major Tuddy.
Yes, we have to
Oh
talk
God,
about
that's
Major
gonna
Yeah,
be
Tucker.
hey, you
terrible.
know
I
what?
thought
I have
I thought
so many
Steely was
things to
bad
say
for
about
sure.
them, but you know what? I digress. I'm gonna say that for later on, because I'm gonna
Oh,
open up a can on these niggas.
Hey, Corey, what you got for last night? What happened last night, man?
so like Killer, I saw this happen in real time, and when it happened, it's one of those things. It's one of those feelings where it's a you're shocked because at one point you don't know what's going on, but at the same time you kind of have this thing in the pit of your stomach that something very, very serious is happening, like as like the seconds and the minutes go on. And I also had this feeling of deja vu. And I'm like, why do I have a feeling of deja vu from something like this? And as time went on, as like reports were talking about he didn't have a pulse and things of that nature, then I reminded myself something kind of similar happened in wrestling when Owen Hart fell to his death on pay-per-view.
Exactly. I thought the
Now,
same thing.
Now, fortunately, or unfortunately, however you want to look at it, like that wasn't shown on camera. It's like he fell while they were going to a video package, but it was pretty much a similar scenario. It was an accident. He fell. He was not pronounced dead as it happened, but later on, they got the word that he died in the hospital. But um, and my heart and my mind went to that when I was watching Damar Hamlin, and I'm like, oh no, like, and it just like it puts life in perspective for me. Because we come on here, especially on this show, and in any type of sports show, when you chopping it up with your boys, like we can talk about the game and we can talk about fantasy, we could talk about betting, and then something like this happens, and you just makes you go, man, none of that stuff really matters in the grand scheme of things. And when you see another person, like, I mean, and when you watched it there was nothing that you would say that Damar Hamlin did, or the impact he got, that would make you think, oh man, that did it. It was just like a freakish thing, and next thing you know, like we're at this point. But it's like, man, it just, for me, it just put life in perspective, and it makes you feel a certain way. You know what I mean? It makes you. It reminded me of just how, what football is, just like they did, those dudes, they put their bodies on the line, and it's like sometimes I'll only speak for myself. I won't speak for y'all. Like sometimes I take it for granted. You know what I mean? Like we watch the sport, we root for our teams, we get so emotionally invested, and then you see something like this, and you're like, dang, man, and you just like, you just it's like the hair stand up on the back of your neck, man. It's like just one of those feelings, like, God, man, you just can't foresee something like this happening. But um I had seen early this morning some updates from his rep. Killer, you just mentioned new updates, which are far better than what we got earlier this morning. So that's good. But man, just tough, man. But like I said, like from start, it really reminded me of the Owen Hart thing, in the sense of like you didn't know what was happening, but you knew it wasn't good. But I hope that the Mar Hamlin story uh, doesn't have the same ending that Owens did. And I like prayers out to him and his family, man. Yeah, man, just a tough situation, man. But I hope the news that Killer shared tonight says that things are turning the corner. So that's all I can say on it.
Um, what I got for this, man? First of all, uh, prayers to him, and his family. Uh, the Bills organization as well. All the people that were there in the stadium that saw it live and everything. Yeah, Killer, you called me. I was watching the Bulls game, and I was watching Donovan Mitchell put up 71 on us, and you called me, like, I want to say it was like close to the end of the fourth quarter, before we went to OT, and told me about what happened. And you know I me I, I'm not the guy that kind of wants to see the replay, or like I'm not the guy that wants to see nothing like that. So after you told me about it, I kept it on the Bulls game, kept watching that game. I was like, I'll see what's up after this game is over. So when the game ended, I finally turned to ESPN. Um, and they was and I saw people walking out the stadium. It seemed like ESPN didn't know how to proceed, or whatever the case may be. But then I got on Twitter and I saw the video, and a part of me was just like, my first initial reaction, I guess, was just, that wasn't even that hard of a hit, because when you told me about it, I'm thinking like it was a collision. And so when I first saw it, like the actual video, I'm like, wait, that's the result of that hit? I'm like, what? And I'm sitting here like in shock, in part because, like, by the time I saw the replay, news had already come out that the man coded on the field and needed CPR. So I was shocked by that. And then I was shocked that all of that was required for the hit. Like the hit was very much regular. And so I was shocked. I was shocked that like everything that's happening the way that it was is from that kind of hit. Um, my immediate thoughts were it was something related to the brain. I had no idea because again, all I knew was that was what you told me, Killer, and then I saw the video on Twitter and people were talking about how he coded and needed CPR. That's all the information that I had. And so I'm like, okay, wait, what? I'm like, wait, what the hell is like? This is all from a head injury. Like that's crazy. That's what I was thinking. And then I saw the replay. I'm thinking maybe what's his face?
T. Higgins.
T. Higgins. Maybe T. Higgins. I'm like, maybe T. Higgins' helmet got up under his helmet and hit him in the wrong spot, in the head or something like that. Like I'm trying to figure out how did this happen. And so then, fast forward some hours to this morning or whatever, I hear that he had a heart attack. Like when he got hit, he had a heart attack. Heart stopped, which is why he collapsed. And I got I got a very disgusting, I guess, kind of feel because as L knows, our best friend birthday is today. He passed away May 15th, 2020. What did he pass away from? A heart attack. And now I'm seeing that what happened last night was a heart attack. And so I'm seeing this and I'm getting all this news on Marcus's birthday. And it's like, yo, I don't really like this. I don't really like this. I don't know, like I don't know why. Like, obviously, you don't want anything like this to ever happen. But it's like, if something like this is gonna happen, I would prefer it to be on another week. You know what I mean? So for me personally, that made me even more emotional about it because it's like, yo, like, all right, I didn't know. When I saw that it was a heart attack. When I saw the news that it was a heart attack this morning, I literally did not know how to react. It's like you don't know what to say. Like you're stuck. It's like the only thing that triggered in my mind was when Elle and I had to go tend to Marcus 2.5 years ago. And so that's the only thing that was in my head because I just saw cardiac arrest. Um, and so for me, it hit me a little differently than it probably hit everybody else. Like I'm genuinely concerned for Damar Hamlin, and by the what I've heard, it looks like he's gonna survive and he'll be okay, and I'm grateful for that. I don't know what his football career is gonna look like after that, but it really doesn't matter as long as he has his life and everything, and he's able to live a full healthy life, going forward. That's all that matters. So I want all of those things for him, for his family. The the impact or the imprint, I guess, that the news left on me, I could only think about how I can only think about like the personal experience with cardiac arrest that I had. That's the only thing that I could think about today. Um but and so it's not to be insensitive to Damar Hamlin and what he's going through, but at the end of the day, something that happened to him also happened to somebody who was extremely close to me, and so I can't help but to think about that personal experience. Y'all get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. Like seeing some of that, it does kind of like draw back memories. I was talking with Corey about this last night actually. That I had lost a friend. It was to a brain aneurysm, but he died that same way my sophomore year of high school. Like he makes a little elbow jumper, starts running back. Like the little skip, like you're facing your own basket, a little skip back you typically would do.
Mm.
I'm inbounding the ball, so I'm facing this dude, and he's my matchup. I inbound the ball, I start coming down the court, and he just drops. And this is like outside, so this is on concrete. He just drops, and we're like, "Yo, cuz you good?" Like this man died right there. We ain't hoop at that part. I didn't hoop for like a full year, and
I'm gonna tell you,
yeah, like that kind of stuff rattles you, and it
yeah,
took me all the way back to that.
I'm gonna tell you what sucks from an optics standpoint, right? From an optics, um, we as football fans have criticized the league on so much stuff, and granted, the criticism has been warranted. Whether it's how they handle the Ray Rice thing or the Greg Hardy thing or the concussion protocol thing or whatever. Like we've given the league a lot of shit that, again, like I said, it is warranted, or it was warranted at the time. This is something that I don't believe the NFL should take heat for, because it wasn't a dirty play, it wasn't a dirty hit. It is something. It's the way a person's body responded to the impact, and there's not anything that you know there's not anything that the league could have done about that. You know what I mean? And so that's another element that sucks, because it's like this person is going through this experience, and you want them to feel better, and you want their life to get back to where it was before this hit occurred and everything like that. From the football side of things, like we can't even point to a reason as why this happened, other than it's just how the body responded. Like with the Tua situation earlier in the season, we were genuinely concerned about Tua, but we could point to the league and say, you need to make these changes to avoid this thing happening. I don't know if we are at a place where something like this can be avoided.
Nah, I 100% agree. I mean, because this is like, Kill, would you say the first time since 1930 something where, a game has been, canceled or suspended after it's already started. And so, like, in this situation, I honestly kind of applaud the NFL. Number one, for allowing the players and coaches to, and again, it was a lot of commotion all at the same time. So we don't know if who made what call, who made what call from New York and what Goodell played into and all this other stuff. But I really appreciate that the players and coaches, that they made the decision, and the NFL not only went with it, stuck by it, but then they also doubled down. It was like, nah, they're not finishing this game, and that was kind of one of the things that I was curious about. Was like, I wonder how the NFL is going to handle this, because it's such an unprecedented situation, because it's something that's never happened before, right? With a lot of other stuff, it's happened before, and NFL, they're reactive instead of proactive. But with this situation, it's like, yo, they don't know what to do. We don't know, the players and coaches, they don't know what to do. So I actually, in this particular situation, I do have to say I do applaud the NFL, because it did seem like they did the right thing. Something like this, and like a lot of those like freak injuries and things, you can't avoid those, man. Like as much as we try to make this game safe, this is football. And somebody, I forgot who had said, I heard him say earlier, trying to make the game safe is like trying to create a cigarette, a safe cigarette. Like there's always going to be limitations to it. As much padding and as much, helmet stuff that you put in there and technology, there's always going to be an element, a very dangerous element to it. And Corey had alluded to it a little bit earlier. Like at times, like, and I take it for granted too, because like I just love watching the game. I love watching sports and things. But at a certain point, I get I almost, because they're so great of athletes, and I forget that they're also humans, that they also have feelings and families that they go home to, and things that, because I'm just so enamored and so in awe with the things that they're doing on the field. And yesterday was definitely a reminder to me to, hey, yeah, you want them to perform, you want to be entertained and stuff, but at the end of the day, these are people, these are human beings.
I do love the fact that you say that, because that was the reason why I think a lot of people were emotional last night. All of us had different reasons, and none of us listed that as like the number one reason, because it hit for us differently. I want to segue into something I actually said in the
Hold on,
in the Discord.
wait, I got a hot take that I might get in hot water for, but I don't really care. um, I got
Oh hell.
no. It's not gonna be nothing crazy. I think y'all gonna agree with this, but you know how people over the internet gonna misconstrue stuff. But I honestly don't care if they misconstrue this. If you saw DeMar Hamlin collapse on the field and you didn't feel anything, you are a serial killer. I want that to be known. You got serial killer tendencies. I don't know one genuine person in the world who could have saw what they saw last night and not felt nothing. Like
Mhm.
that's insane.
Yeah, bro.
That's crazy.
This morning, my daughter asked, because of course we switched right from the movie to the game, and so of course my $2 were sitting there. One of my daughters asked me, she was like, "Hey, is the guy okay?" She had asked my wife that. She was like, "Hey, is the guy okay?" You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like
it's
it
like
touches, it touched everybody.
people who don't even watch football are following this. That's like
It,
this is like
it was on
transcendent.
Good Morning America.
This is
That's what's
beyond
crazy.
sports. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
this is beyond sports. So if you are whether you watch sports or not, if you heard about this, you saw the video, or if even if you didn't see the video and you just saw the news on what's being reported about what happened, if you could hear that and not feel nothing, you're a serial killer. You're just cold. Like cold as fuck. Like we go back and forth, we argue, and we say our cuss words and everything like that, but ain't near one of us on the show cold like that. You feel me? Like
Mm-mm.
I don't know how somebody could hear about what happened last night and not feel nothing.
Yeah, and it's crazy because I do, like I said, I like the fact that y'all brought that up, because our really good friend, at least one of the reasons why I was actually watching ESPN for a while, Skip Bayless, definitely made headlines with
Hold
the
on, hold on, hold on, Killer. I
biggest
think I think
fan overreaction of all time.
hold on. I think Corey was trying to get in real quick.
Go
Oh no,
ahead.
I just wanted to like give a quick shout out to the Bengals and the Bills medical staff because like they acted quick and
Yes.
like
Mhm.
those milliseconds could have gone a long way of potentially saving his life. So I just want to give a shout out to them because like they were on it and they man like those people they might be heroes for real for us. I just want to give a shout out to them.
Oh, yeah, big
No
time.
doubt.
I mean, especially when
Facts.
you see them come out from both sides.
From both
Like the
sides.
Hmm.
Bills medical staff, yeah, the Bills medical staff and the Bengals medical staff both ran on the field
Yeah.
At that point, it don't matter what jersey you wearing, don't matter what jacket you
at
wearing.
all, at all.
Nope.
Don't matter at all. And that's gorgeous, man.
But
It's
Kelly,
kind
you was
of
going somewhere though. You was going somewhere. I
yeah.
kind of wanted to hear where you was going with that.
Oh shit! Now here we go.
All right. In the Discord last night, I was still extremely emotional, and I called Skip Bayless a bitch. I would like to rescind that because now I got a chance to actually read what the fuck he was saying. Um, and there's one word that people look over, and it was the word suddenly. A lot of people are overlooking that because I can tell by using the word suddenly as a formal journalist, you typically don't use that word because that's what we call a like an Eureka moment. You don't have those while you're writing something, because then you have to go back and basically retcon everything you just said. So the fact that he used that lets me know that while he was typing that out, it wasn't like he was doing it in a malicious sense, because everything he said in that tweet was 100% the situation. Is 100% the situation. You know, because after everything started to calm over, like as we had conversations last night, I actually brought up the fact that these two teams will now have to play 3 games maximum in 14 days.
Tough cookie.
Yeah, it is. It is. Now, granted, and I also brought this up during the COVID season, it happened to the Steelers. It was like a week 4 matchup with Tampa or some craziness where the game kept getting, it was Tampa, it was somebody, but the game kept getting pushed and pushed and pushed to the point where it started to run into the following week. So they took our bye week and their bye weeks away and crunched it up to the point where we had to play from week 5 all the way through the postseason. So going, and also that bye week also had my boys, you know, going hard for a game, practicing hard for a game early season. That's padded practices.
So I'm gonna let L go first because I know he got a lot to say about this, but yeah, I got it after you, but you go ahead, man.
Well, I definitely appreciate that, sir. So when I saw that you put that in there, I was like, I don't quite know about that because I I like to years and years of experiences in therapy have taught me to find the understanding, try to find the reasons why before reacting to somebody's actions or behaviors, right? So when I read it, and I will admit when I first read it, I didn't read the whole thing. And then I started swiping over on like World Star, Shade Room, whatever, and started reading all like the backlash tweets. You know what I'm saying? But then I went back and I reread it and I read the whole thing. And Kelly, you're 100% right. He said all this stuff, dot, 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 at the very end, which suddenly now becomes irrelevant. And that was the exact, like, that tweet that he had was almost like the exact like timeline of what I had last night. Because remember, I said when I first turned it on, Booger and Adam was talking about canceling the game. Like, you can't cancel a game. It was not with playoff implications like this. Like, no, you can't do that. And then they came back and they had the little ticker on the bottom and they gave the update. And I was like, oh, yeah, nah, fuck that game. It suddenly became irrelevant. You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
I was not upset with the tweet. I think now I do believe that the timing of the tweet was absolutely terrible. The man was still laying on the ground
Yeah.
damn near when the tweet came out. So I think the timing of the tweet was absolutely terrible. But one thing that I will say that I have to absolutely shout out Skip for, and I absolutely respect this man for, because like I said, I watch Undisputed almost every day. Shannon wasn't on the show today. Skip was the only person on the show today, and he was talking for 2.5 hours by himself, like he fucking Colin Coward or something. And he opened the show and addressed those specific tweets. And me and Mike, you and I, we had talked about it. I think you and I, we one of the rare things we agreed on. He should have waited until this morning before expressing that, because it's very difficult to express a full thought when you only have, what is it, 160, 130, whatever it is, characters in a tweet message. Things can get very, very easily construed. It's almost kind of like arguing over text. Things can get very, very easily misconstrued. So the timing of it, I think, was absolutely terrible.
You think you slick. I see how you said
What?
we rarely agree. We had a rare agreement earlier today. You think you slick trying
What
to
are you talking about? Hey, hey,
trying to
hey,
throw some shade
hey,
at me. Talk about we rarely agree. I see what you tried to do there.
hey, Mike. One quick question. How many points did Donovan Mitchell have last night?
Oh, 71?
Damn. Sounds
71.
good.
Fuck you.
Sounds good. I knew that. I just want to hear you say it again. But anyway,
No, no, no. Hold on. You talking shit about Bulls now. Who your team again?
we're not gonna talk about that. We're not
Okay,
gonna talk
yeah,
about.
I figured we wouldn't.
Yeah, we're not gonna talk about that.
Nah, Killer,
But
his
Yeah, let's
team
not talk
ain't
about
his
nobody's
Oh,
teams right now. We
Killer,
all
well,
we all hurt.
his basketball team ain't who you think it is. Trust me.
nah, I'm
shit.
a Thunder
It's not.
fan.
It's not. It's not the Bullets.
Nah, I'm a Thunder fan.
Hey, the Thunder's straight. I'm not even gonna hold you. The Thunder's straight. But hey, we get into basketball later though.
Yeah, yeah, but I mean, all in all, Skip, you know what I'm saying? I definitely respect him, because he owned up to it 100%, and he took it on the chin for real. So, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't know if Stephen A would come on and be that like receptive and apologetic about it. You see, I think Stephen A. I could see him coming off having a completely different attitude. But hey, big ups to him, man, and Killer, I'm glad that you brought that back.
Well, I don't respect Skip Bayless, and I'm gonna
Okay, I
tell y'all
respect him
why.
just for the situation that
The-
happened this morning.
yeah,
Can I clarify?
yeah, no, that's cool. You clarify that. You
All
clarify
right.
that. Yeah, you clarify that. No, I know what you mean. You're trying to give props to Skip Bayless for addressing the
Yes.
backlash, for willingly addressing the backlash that he faced, because he could have not addressed it at all, went on with the show as usual and not said nothing.
Right.
So I understand you giving him credit for that. But let me just say this. We talked earlier, and here's my thing. At the time when you found out that the game was suspended, and your reaction was, well, how the hell are you going to suspend the game this late in the season? That being your natural reaction, um, is because you did not have all of the information.
True.
Skip Bayless had all of the information. Skip Bayless was watching the game live. He had all of the information and put out his tweets the way that he did.
Hmm.
I don't you can't to me, you it is very insensitive to have a paragraph about what the NFL is going to do, and then you have 5 words at the end of the tweet that says which is irrelevant now, or 4 words which is irrelevant now. That
It's just
those four words don't make null and void everything that you just said before those 4 words. The sentiment, the what he expressed was not wrong. Like you said, the timing was terrible. When he expressed it was wrong. Everybody on Twitter and in the social media world was talking about, prayers for Damar Hamlin, prayers for the Bills, prayer for Damar Hamlin's family. They was tweeting out the link to his GoFundMe for the toy drive. Which be cautious with those GoFundMe's, because y'all know heartless ass motherfuckers be creating fake ones trying to get money off of shit like this. So be careful with that. But
Mhm.
but yeah, everybody was tweeting out all of these things to support Damar Hamlin, the Bills organization. They was giving props. They was giving props to the Bengals players and staff. It was all centered. The spotlight was on Damar Hamlin. What Skip Bayless did, whether he meant to or not, and we can have a debate on whether he meant to or not, because I personally feel like Skip Bayless intentionally said it. I feel like he knew exactly what he was doing, because Skip Bayless is a professional troll. It's what he does. That is his job. That is how he gets paid. He gets paid to troll people. But we can have that debate later. But Skip Bayless taking the spotlight off of Damar Hamlin to put the spotlight on, well, what the hell is the NFL going to do now? That's wrong. That is just flat out wrong. Um,
now let me say this real quick. I don't think that he did it intentionally to take the spotlight off. I think honestly, I think it was one of those senile moments where he just kind of just slipped up and did something without really fully thinking it through. Like the other day or the other week when he was like, Tom Brady, we told Shannon to his face, Tom Brady's way better than you'll ever be. I
mhm.
think that was, kind of one of those senile moments that it happened and you're like, oh fuck, what did I just do? That's my personal. But again, we can't sit there, we can sit there and argue, a man's intent all day long. But I don't know. That's just my 2 cents.
Yeah. If we're going to talk about intent, I wholeheartedly believe that Skip Bayless did not mean to take the spotlight off of Damar Hamlin. I wholeheartedly believe that Skip Bayless wants a full recovery, wants Damar Hamlin to proceed in life whichever way he desires. I think Skip Bayless in his heart of hearts, feels exactly what we're feeling. What I am accusing, and I want to be clear because I am making an accusation, what I am accusing Skip Bayless of doing is ignoring what his heart and his gut is telling him. And I am accusing him of using this situation to capitalize on his profession. That is what I am doing. He has made his money. We talked about it earlier today. He has made his money on the back of bashing LeBron James. He is a professional troll. That is what he gets paid to do. He's made a lot of money doing it. So what he did, I think the tweet, as far as the tweets, I think he knows exactly what he was doing. I think outside of his profession, he even doesn't agree with what he did. That is what I am saying. I just want to make that clear because I am making an accusation, and I'm not. Skip Bayless is not one of those people I'm giving the benefit of the doubt to. He's just not.
Yeah, I just got one real quick question, and I'll let Corey jump in there. So you're saying that he did this to better his career,
I'm
and
saying I'm
what's okay? Go ahead, go ahead.
no. I'm not to better his career because his career has already climaxed. What I'm saying is it's already reached its point. It's tipping point, like its peak.
Okay.
What I'm saying is Skip Bayless used what happened as an opportunity to say something that he knew everybody was going to get up in arms about, so that the following day more people would tune into that one show. That is exactly what I'm saying. It is an opportunity to get even people who are ESPN loyalists. It is an opportunity to even get those people, or to get people who don't even watch sports, to watch your show, so we can see what you got to say. Because now that he made that statement on Twitter, oh, it's required. He can't have a show where he's not going to say talk about it at all. It's impossible. It's impossible. So he had to address it, and everybody knew that he had to address it. And so this was an opportunity for him to pull some extra viewership. That is what I'm accusing Skip Bayless of doing.
Effectively, you're calling him Edge.
What?
Corey gets it.
Yeah, Corey would have to break that down, but I think y'all get what I'm saying. Like if Skip Bayless was on, if Skip Bayless was not was retired from debate shows and journalism, I don't think he would have tweeted out what he tweeted out. But because it is his job to troll people, to say wild shit on the air, to be up in arms about shit, I think he did what his job description told him to do.
I think it's very possible that that could be in play, what you just said, Mike, about trying to drive viewers to FS1 and watch his reaction to the backlash to his tweets. I think that is very possible. I wouldn't put it past him. I think for me, and it's you touched on it, Mike, when you talked about it, where I think it's he's not wrong in asking the question, right? How the NFL is going to go about this game because playoff implications, this, that, and the third. He's not wrong to ask that question because it is literally somebody's job in New York to schedule and reschedule these games.
Right,
However,
business, right. Business must go
right,
on, unfortunately, for people to have a
exactly,
job.
right. The messed up part for me is even if that is the right question to ask, you don't need to ask that question right now. You don't need to even present that question in that moment because don't nobody give a damn about that game or the playoffs in that moment. If any one of us were out there and if any one of us went down like that, you think any of us on this podcast would give a damn about the playoffs or a game? Hell no. We ain't thinking about that. We want to make sure our brother is okay. The game is irrelevant. So why would I care about how the NFL is going to reschedule this game? I literally do not care.
And that, and
And
that's
you go ahead.
and that real quick. I'm not trying to cut you off. I promise I'm not. But real quick, that's the point. That is the problem that I have with what Skip Bayless did. He was off work at home watching the game. He was not on the clock to be a troll, to be a journalist, or none of that. but he still did it anyway. No, he knew it was going to get people up in arms. There's no way he said what he said and thought this is a genuine time to make this comment. There's no way. He old as hell. He got way more wisdom than we do, than the four of us do, and we even know how to read a room.
That's it. Not knowing how to read the room. That's it in a nutshell. Like I said, you could be right, you could be factually correct, you could have the right sentiment, but not in every occasion do you need to open your mouth to speak on it. Like sometimes you just need to shut up. Like it's not time for you to say this or bring this to the table. Like later on, like L, you said, if he like talked about it today, okay, it might be a little, because some time has passed, maybe people be a little more receptive. But when that man's still laying on the ground and you want to bring up what New York is going to do, like,
It's like fuck you for that.
yeah, like I literally, as a football fan, as a person that was looking forward to last night's game, I literally could have cared less about that game or the playoff implications. I could care less. My mind was not even thinking about the football games. I didn't care about the games. I just wanted to make sure that this man was going to be okay. That is all that was on my mind from that game. So anyway, yeah.
Yeah, it's like we could have talked about playoff implications after we hear that he's out of the hospital, or after we hear that his vitals are back to being stable. Then we can talk about what the postponement means for the playoffs. Then we can talk about that. But every grown person who has some type of common sense quality has an idea of how to read a room. It's like, come on, yo.
Yeah, I don't
That
know
is,
about that. I don't know about that. Common sense ain't too common nowadays.
oh yeah, well yeah, you got a point. You got a point. But y'all get what I'm saying. Y'all get what
Mhm.
I'm saying though. You know what I'm saying? It's like just read the room. Killer. Now the second point that you said that you was talking about
Hmm.
when you introduced this topic about like playing 2 games or something, playing 3 games or something like that. It's like, yo,
Three
I ain't
games
trying
in
to.
14 days.
Yeah, fuck all that. Who cares? The Cowboys play 3 games in 12 days every single year around Thanksgiving time. I ain't trying to hear that shit. Tough cookie. Who cares? That shit don't matter. That shit don't matter. Get the games done.
All right. And the reason why that does become a thing is because the NFL did state today that they are not playing this game this week. So do you know what that effectively means? We get a 2002 NFL season. You're going to have to take one of the regular season weeks and push the playoffs back.
They can't do that. It's too late.
You got to move the Pro Bowl and push the playoffs back.
Super Bowl and everything. That is, I think it's too
Now,
late for all
that's the
that.
reason. That's the reason you take the Pro Bowl out, because this regular season game has to get played. Pro Bowl is played before the Super Bowl.
I'm pretty sure
So
they're gonna ignore this game
I'm
and
pretty
just
sure that's good. That's going to have some serious playoff implications. So, in a sense, you have to finish this. And on top of that, Vegas is going to be out crazy money. If you think the NFL don't care about that, you are sadly mistaken.
Vegas runs sports.
And
Vegas,
not to
Vegas,
mention
Vegas
that
runs sports.
Vegas got a hold on fantasy as well. I just told y'all what I'm in a game right now where all I need is 0.31 points and I got a dub. If you cancel that game, you've effectively screwed a
a lot
large
of
part of
fan,
the market.
yeah, a lot of fancy people.
You
What is
know, and there,
my?
there are people who only watch football because of fantasy. So, in a sense, if you screw them right now, you lose out on eyeballs that found a way to football that weren't through traditional channels, like watching it with your dad or your granddad or just the family team, son.
So so
Like
what?
some people
So
get that. So this is their avenue in.
so what? So Killer, what's your solution?
I just told you, take out the Pro Bowl and move each of those weeks of the playoffs back, and it's gonna have run without the break.
Okay, my
It,
my
like it used to, like it used
oh,
to.
okay. My retort to that is
Mhm.
that's going to affect money from a TV programming standpoint. You can't do that either. You can't do that either. You can't just say we're going to push it back, because you have contracts and considerations for the networks, for Fox and CBS, who host these playoff games. Oh, the week of the Pro Bowl, the Pro Bowl comes typically what the Pro Bowl shows on Fox or CBS.
I think it's ESPN if I'm not
The
mistaken.
ESPN now.
Okay,
It's
so it's
ESPN
ESPN.
now.
Okay, so the Pro Bowl doesn't show on Fox or CBS. So the week of the Pro Bowl, they already have a lineup.
Stuff line up. Yeah.
They already have a lineup of shows that are under contract with the networks on what days and times these shows are going to air. The Pro Bowl, if the playoffs are pushed back, if you take the Pro Bowl out and push the playoffs back a week, it fucks up everything that the networks have planned. So you can't do that. That's from a business standpoint, that's messing up the money of these procedurals that we see. What happens to, I'm just naming shows. I don't please don't come for my neck. But what happens to Law and Order or 911 or Chicago Fire, or like what happens to these shows who already have their time slot set in stone?
Yep.
Now, I'm gonna tell you something that I've seen in the past, and it happens all the time because these networks have shows that air during certain sporting events and things get moved around. It actually happened during the COVID season when you had your locked in shows, you had your games, and things were getting moved around, times were getting switched. Shit was crazy. But they found a way to make it work because one thing that they know is every week when you look at the TV ratings, NFL football is definitely what if you got the option between NFL football or Big Bang Theory, you are putting on an NFL game.
Hey, now, Killer, hold up real quick, though. With all due respect, when we talk about the COVID season, there wasn't a whole lot of live TV on anyway. So a lot of the shit that was being shown was reruns anyway.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, but here's the thing: a lot of those live shows that they want to put out there and they market them, they're not going to air them on a Sunday. Those shows typically air during the week. Their marquee shows will air during the week during prime time. So it's not like things have to switch completely. Your Monday through Friday is still there. Like I think, and on top of that, a lot of networks don't air new shows until after one particular sporting event, and that's the Super Bowl because they know every TV in America is on.
Yeah, but Killer, you
So
can't you can't
that's when you do it.
yeah, but Killer, you can't just essentially say fuck these shows and what they got or what the networks got on their schedule.
Or then,
You
then cool, just put it on NFL Network or something and have week 18 just air
See,
so
there.
okay,
But you
so
here,
have to
hold
have
so
it.
up. I got another problem. I got another problem with that, right? Or I just came up with another, potential problem. The team that has the first round bye, right? That's 1 week bye. You're now telling them to have a 2 week bye and telling
Not
all the other
necessarily.
teams to get a 1 week bye, which is kind of an unfair competitive advantage.
Mm.
Because if you push everything back, then that last week, week 19, I guess you can call it, it's only going to be one game.
Hmm.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Um
Yeah, I mean the only way that gets fixed is if this week they move everything back 1 week from week 18 over and have these two teams play a primetime game or something like or just a game on that Sunday and that's the one game that airs. I mean, this game has to happen
C-
whether
Corey,
it happens
Corey, you
after
got a
week on
solution?
week 18 or it has to happen.
Well, see, the thing is, like, even if you push it back a week, so you think about the network programs they take off the newest episodes the day of the Super Bowl because they know everybody's gonna watch the Super Bowl that day. If you move it back a week, you're essentially telling those networks to move back their shows another week, which, to Mike's point,
You can't do
hurts their
that.
pockets. And it's like it's like you've already scheduled a break for your prime times like your ABCs, your NBCs, and your CBSs for Super Bowl week because everybody's going to watch that. Well, now you're basically telling them you got to take a 2 week hiatus, and that's messing with their money in that aspect. I think the only other solution is to stream it, whether or do NFL Network, like you said, maybe ESPN will do so. I don't know, but like shoot, I don't know.
I
Like
got the answer. I say this with confidence, and this is no shade to y'all, but I feel like I have the best answer that hasn't been mentioned yet. Week
Mhm.
eight, NFL Week 18. There is no Thursday night football game. You tell the team, you tell the two teams. Don't let the NFLPA decide. You don't let the league decide. You go to the two teams and the league, or Roger Goodell, let's use him, goes to the two teams and says, "All right, look, this is what we can do. We can either put a tie on both of y'all's record, and we can say scratch this game and move forward with everything as scheduled, or you pick up where you left off and you play Thursday night football. You know who won't complain? Amazon Prime. Why? Because Amazon Prime don't really show live shows. And people go to Amazon Prime to stream movies, not to watch live TV. So you can go to Jeff Bezos or whoever the fuck runs Amazon and tell them, "Hey, I know we didn't have a Thursday night football game scheduled for week 18. I know technically our contract is up with y'all. We're in a tight spot where we're trying to get this game completed because of the events that happened on Monday night. We want to move. We want to continue that game to Thursday night. Put it on Prime where it's not affecting any TV networks, and y'all usually have our Thursday night games anyway. And we want to continue. We want to get this regular season game completed on Thursday.
And
The
so,
the
and I just
the,
want to be
the,
clear,
prob- the
you're asking
problem
them to play on Sunday too,
I was
then?
about to say, the problem with that
Okay.
is, yes, they will have to play two games. They will have to play two games
In
in
four
a matter
days,
of about 4 days,
right before the playoffs?
right before the playoffs.
Well, here's what's
Oh,
crazy.
That's
It's not like they
tough.
haven't done that before. It's just a different order.
But
Yeah,
but
I
but
wouldn't risk that though.
So if
but
nah,
you
I,
After
ran
I
it
don't
on
know
a
about that
Sunday
one.
and you got that
which
Thursday game, hey, that's 4 days.
which is why I said you go to the teams. The league should not mandate anything. You go to the teams and ask them, what are you more comfortable with? Settling on this tie or playing this game on Thursday? Which one? Because I think the schedule of everything, the network schedule, the schedule of the NFL season, all that, I think all of that has to continue. I think it has to. I think there's too much money invested and there's too much commitment that other shows have with these networks to just ask everybody to just flip their shit for you. I think that's incredibly selfish on the NFL if they was to do that.
Yeah. I
The
think
all
if it was early in the season,
if it was
then they
right,
yeah, then you have a lot
exactly
more leeway. But because this is like you're literally like back up against like the new NFL
right,
season starts in tomorrow,
right,
damn near,
yeah,
or week starts
exactly.
tomorrow.
And so my thing is to keep everything on schedule. You give them two options. You can play two games in 4 days, or you both can take the tie.
All right, hey Mike,
And
let
I'll
me
tell
ask
you right
you.
now, I think if you give them that option, they're gonna have. I would take it to play, just given the situation, because the Bengals still have a shot at first place.
So
I
Kelly,
mean
you would
that's up
play
to the teams. That's up to the teams.
if you were the coach, Kelly. You
Yeah.
said you
I
play.
would play.
You
I
take
would
the two
have
and
to.
4 days.
I would have to. I would be for that as a coach, because
Mm.
if I get the opportunity to play and get that bye, I take that chance. Last thing, and on top of that, last thing I want to have to do is take my ass to Kansas City. That's a college environment during the regular season. You want to walk into that shit in the postseason? Be my guest. I don't want to. If I'm the Bengals, I want that game in Cincinnati. If I'm
Joe
the
Burrow
Bengals,
walked in there
bring
and
your
handled
ass, bring
business.
your ass to that refrigerator freezer we call a stadium.
Joe Burrow
Yeah.
went in there and handled business. I'm just saying. And if if I'm playing devil's advocate, right? What happens if you don't? What happens if you play and you lose to the Bills by one and you're out of first place? Now you're forced to play that other game on Sunday when you have no chance to get in first place. Then what? I mean, what you gonna bench
I mean,
everybody
then
and play
yeah, I mean,
McPherson?
yeah. If I know I'm locked in to where I am, then yeah, that would have been a move I would have made anyway if I had no shot at it, right?
Mm,
Man, that's tough. Two games
So
in 4 days.
that's
so
tough.
so
Right before the
so
playoffs?
Yeah, that's tough.
if it was me, if it was me, I'm taking the tie if it was me. Because if I'm the Bills, the only time I'm gonna see the Chiefs is in the AFC Championship game. It's the only time I'm gonna see the Chiefs.
Yeah.
I'll worry about that when I get there. If I'm the Bills, I'm gonna take my number 2 seeding. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go play the number 17, which is the Patriots, and we gonna keep on pushing because like
I'm the
this is a
Bills. I play the Patriots and beat them. They got
yeah.
them. They got them in week 18, and I kind of need the Bills to win that game.
But I mean, what you need? Don't nobody give a fuck what you need.
And look, most important person to me when it comes down to what I need is me. So
Look,
I
Oh
need
gosh.
the Bills
but
to win that game.
but look, I'm talking about from a continuity standpoint. I'm like, man, look. And honestly, if the league goes to the team, and I'm a coach, I would give the option to the players. Hey, look, which y'all want to do? What are y'all comfortable with? Because y'all the ones that got to go out there. Y'all the ones who just seen one of y'all fellow brothers get have a heart attack on the field. Like y'all are the ones that have to be at ease with whatever the choice is.
I
If
was
it
with you, Mike, up until you
Yeah.
said that, because the coach's job is to save the players from themselves. So
That's
I don't
true.
know,
That's
because
no. I'm not saying. No. I'm not. Let me clarify. Let me clarify. I think the decision should rest with the coach, like the coaching staff. The head coach should have the ultimate say.
mm,
But you at least have to consider the players. At least hear them out. At least hear what their point of view is. You know what I
got you,
mean?
got you.
Mhm.
If we're a team, and our head coach comes up to us and says, "Hey, like how comfortable are y'all playing 2 games in 4 days? I know that's a lot to ask. We're not trying to overwork y'all. This, that, and the third. If a coach come and come and bring that option to us, I'm like, all right, I understand where you coming from, but me, after what just happened on Monday, 3 days later, you asking me to play again, I'm gonna just take the tie. Mentally, I'm not there yet. Like I need a minute. I'm gonna just take the tie. That's just me though. You know what I'm saying? And then
That's the mental state is very important in situations like this. Probably more than
yes,
anything else, the mental state of these
yes,
players that probably takes precedent over anything else. So that's a good point, Mike.
yeah. And so that's why Killer saying he need what he need. It's like I get that from a personal standpoint, but at the end of the day, you playing fantasy. They playing real life football. Like yo, fuck fantasy, fuck championship weekend. If fantasy want to do some other shit, then they can include the first 2 weeks of the playoffs into the fantasy championship if they want to like make up for it or some shit. Like I'm not worried about fantasy at all. But like the mental state, like because let's say the Bills and the Bengals play on Thursday. Well then shit, what if Stephon Diggs ain't right? And the reason that he ain't right is because the day before he was just at DeMar Hamlin's crib. You know what I'm saying? Or like what if there's a safety who play for the Bengals who don't want to get up there and tackle somebody because he still got the image of what happened to DeMar Hamlin in his head like just 3 days prior. Like that's tough. That's tough. So
Mhm.
if it was me, I would just take the tie and keep pushing. Let the schedule just remain how it needs to happen, how it's already been planned out. That's what I would do.
And see,
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you another reason why they should take the tie. Because looking at this, because I got the seedings up right now, Bills, if they take the tie, they will probably be in the number 2 seed. So they play 7, who would be either Patriots, Dolphins, no disrespect, or the Steelers. I would definitely want to take that matchup. And then 3, which is the Bengals, they would play 6, who right now is the Ravens. And the Ravens actually play the Bengals next week, so that's pretty much an L for the Ravens. So that's another reason I would probably take the tie, just because like a lot of the matchups are, I mean, more or less kind of set. You more or less have an idea who you're gonna play.
Yeah, so let me take a look at those standings real quick because that could change things for the Bengals because I believe right now they're currently deadlocked in the division, if I'm not mistaken. I'm about to check
They are
that though.
not. They are 11-4. The next closest is 10-6 with the Ravens.
Okay, you said 11-4. So yeah, that game would still matter. Even if you hit them, well, if you hit them with a tie, you give them the division. So yeah, I'll take it from the Bengals.
Yeah.
So wait. So all four of us agree with the tie, or Killer, you still on that play them?
No, I mean, honestly,
hold on.
This is
honestly,
not
if I'm the
Madden.
Say it real
Bills,
quick.
look, no, the thing is, if I'm the Bills and I still got a shot at the one, like that's what we've been gunning for this entire year. Honestly, if I'm the Bills, know who I go to? I go to Hamlin. If he's able to speak, I go to Hamlin.
Hamlin ain't playing.
bro.
Go to
Yeah,
Hamlin.
wait, Killer, what are
Now,
you talking about?
Wait, yeah, I got lost in that.
I would, if, as a team captain, I would take the defensive captains, offensive captains, special teams captains. We go see Hamlin.
What
He
he got
say,
to do with
yeah,
the
y'all
decision, though?
boys get, just no, just
To give his blessing.
honestly, he's on the
like,
I don't think,
like,
I don't
yeah.
think they
What
catch
are you
what I'm
trying
saying.
to do?
Catch what
You
I'm saying.
ain't asking for his
He's
sister hand or nothing like that. Like,
not. See, now you trying to clown me. Listen, what I'm saying is this: he is who are on their minds, 100% on their minds. If he's able to speak to y'all verbally, and y'all can go to him and talk to him, and he can put y'all at ease about any decision that y'all come to, because that way you don't have to feel like you have to take what he would think into consideration of your actions. Because trust me, that's gonna play a factor.
if that's the case, you know what's also going to play a factor?
Mm-hmm.
They fucking wife. They who witnessed shit. Like you get what I'm
That's
saying?
different.
You can't,
That's completely different.
no. You cannot go to Hamlin's. You eat like this man is in recovery. This man went to sleep last night with a tube down his throat. You cannot go to him like, hey, this is the option that they gave us. What would you do if you was healthy? You can't do that. You can't do that.
Nah, see, you're asking the question like an asshole. What what I'm
No, I'm
saying
not.
is, no, I don't think you're seeing. You're just not seeing the situation, bro. You're just not seeing it the way I'm saying it to you. You're just not seeing it. But it's okay. I still love you.
Oh yeah, no.
Um,
I'm
but
trying to figure out what you mean by you would go to Hamlin. What is that? What is that? Because I think all three of us are confused. Am I right?
Slightly.
Yeah.
I don't understand. I don't understand what he has to do
I'm
with
just
the
saying it from a situation where he knows if he's up, he's conscious, he's able to talk to them. If this is his situation, because like people can get better. Like if he's better by Wednesday, you think teammates ain't gonna be walking up in there? And if that situation that you're putting on the table is there, you think he's not gonna talk to them about that situation too? I know if I was there, if I was him, I would bring that up to them. Like, yeah, so what the league trying to get y'all to do? I know I ain't
right.
gonna fucking be
But
there.
here's my question to
So
you.
that's what I'm saying. He's already gonna be included in the situation anyway.
But here's my question to you though. Okay,
Hmm.
so you go to Damar Hamlin and you ask or he brings up, what's the league trying to get y'all to do? You say they giving us these two options. And he says, well, if I could, I would play the two games in 4 days. You're telling me him telling you that would give you the okay to go ahead and play those two games in 4 days.
I'm saying that if he said that, if that became the decision made by the team, I would be more comfortable with it than not knowing.
Yeah,
Because he
Well,
won't be on my mind on that level.
But he gonna speak to the
I, I
team
think there's.
regardless
Go
as soon
ahead.
as
Go
he
ahead.
comes to. My fault, Corey. He gonna speak to the team regardless when he comes to, whether it's Wednesday, whether it's tomorrow, whether it's next week, whether you know what I'm saying. He's gonna speak to it regardless. So I don't know how much that plays to fact. I'm sorry,
I
Corey. Go
mean,
ahead.
no. You get no, because you're right. Because like that's definitely part of it. But the other part of it is even if he says that's what he would want the team to do. If I'm a player, like, what if I'm still kind of shaken from what I saw?
Yeah.
Like, what if I'm still like, yo, this could happen to me? this could happen. Like this was like a routine thing. What if I'm not mentally ready for myself to go back out there in that short time?
Exactly. Like for me, it's not even a what if it could happen to me. It's like for me, it's like a wait a minute. I'm playing I'm playing a sport where a hit could make me cold on the field. What? Like it's not even what if it happens to me. It's like a new reality has set in where like every play, like it was cliche before where we talk about how football players put their bodies on the line. That was cliche before, but now the reality has hit. We have seen it. The reality has hit. Wait a minute. I literally am putting my life on the line. That it didn't hit until I saw what I saw. And so I, I don't know if you could ask 52 people, even if majority of the 52 people are fine by Thursday, I don't know if you can ask them to go out and play that game.
That's the thing. You can't ask them. You can't say, "Hey, y'all want to play?" You have to like have like an open discussion because you can't, because not everybody's going to feel the same by Thursday.
Yeah,
They just won't. So,
yeah, yeah. It's a
I
it's a
think they're
tough
just going. I think they're just going to let it pass and
yeah.
just have the Bills and Bengals have 16 games and everybody else has 17. That's my personal opinion. What they actually going to do.
Or just throw them at
That's
a
that's
tie.
what I think. That's what I think they should
Yeah.
do. That or give them a tie.
Give them a tie. And for the fantasy, I do have a I do have something for that.
Oh my god.
No,
Oh, oh my god.
just saying, just hear me out because that shit matters too.
No, it don't.
Yes, it do. Mike, we just touched on it. That's a lot of money. It's a
I
lot of
mean,
money. Just give them what their average is for the season. What the average PPG is. Credit those players that.
no, because then the losers of the match are going to be like, "That's not fair."
Yeah,
So it's no way to win.
because
I mean, so how
what
is
if our
it
guy
fair
could
to
have
the
had two
guy who
touchdowns instead of
had two
one?
people playing, 2, 3 people playing in that game? Like, what if you had T. Higgins, Burrow, the Bills kicker, and the Cincinnati defense? You
Yeah,
have
that
five of your play, and there's
it's
rosters that are made like that. So
right.
five of your 9 potential players can't go.
Right.
And you get
It's unfair. It's unfair for them too. But you know what? At the end of the day, at the end of the day, while Joe Blow might have lost, let's say $2,500, and while Mattress Mac, if he play fantasy, might have lost $7 million, we got a dude who almost lost life. I don't care nothing about fantasy. It is the furthest thing from my mind.
Why does a guy named Mattress Mac have $7 million to bet? That's my
Bruh,
question.
he
That's
we need
does.
him to
It's crazy.
sponsor the podcast, bro. You see how much money he won from the World
from the World
Series?
Series. Oh
Jesus,
yeah,
tell
yeah,
Yeah.
people stop
yeah,
sleeping on that man.
Lord have mercy.
yeah.
That was a
Killer.
dad joke. Thank God that
Killer.
shit fell flat.
Gosh.
Whole ass dad joke just said boom.
The Doom.
And you know what else said the How about the Big Ten football season just said that? Um they got those are two of probably the best college. I'm smooth switching gears here. Those are two of the best college football games I've seen all year.
Yeah,
I loved it. That whole day was just great football. The
Can I add
whole
one
day.
thing? Can I add one thing, Killer? I'll even go so far as to say that was the best semifinal day of the
yeah.
college football
Oh,
playoff
oh,
ever.
bar
Absolutely,
none.
Mm-hmm.
Because
absolutely.
It's
typically in the
crazy.
semifinal, the point differential since it started has an average of over 20 points per game.
Yeah,
Ish.
like you said,
So those games are
L
almost
said it.
never close.
L said it this weekend because we was watching one of the games on New Year's Eve at L House. L, you said
The
it. You was like usually there's at least one blowout in the
Yeah, there's a
semifinals.
38-3. You know what I'm saying? There's a Notre Dame or somebody like that. It gets, you know what I'm saying? It gets thrown in the pot and
Yeah.
they get
Yeah,
blown out
just gambling them
38-3
down.
or 45-10 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would like to say that I would like to say two things. First of all, I fucking hate USC. I hate them. I hate
Yo,
them.
that kick returner.
Yeah.
Like I hate like I
He need
and
his
Cole
ass whooped.
Look, Corey, I know USC is your squad. I know they
Yeah.
are.
Yeah.
Let me just say, USC, whether it be, I'm gonna take it even further in a minute after I say this, but USC, they never show up when they're supposed to. They never do. They never do.
No,
They have not showed up since Reggie Bush.
hold on, Mike. Did you watch the game though?
Yeah.
Because they
Yeah.
was up what?
They were in control.
15? Yeah, 15 with like
Yeah.
4 minutes left. 5
Right,
minutes
right,
left.
right. Yeah, no. I know.
And a
I know.
dumbass kick returner touched the ball
Yeah.
and it went out of bounds at the 4, and then like 2 plays later they got a safety.
Hey,
Tulane got
so
a safety and then scored again.
I'm glad you on the show, L. This is what I mean by keep the same energy. You know how you say a very accurate phrase. I hate it, but I can't. But it's accurate as hell, so I can't combat it. But you know how you say Cowboys will do Cowboys things.
Absolutely.
So does USC. USC will do. There's
USC things.
if there are a couple of cliches like that in sports. Number one, the Knicks going Nick.
Knicks go Nick.
The Cowboys will do Cowboys things. The third one is USC never gonna show up when they supposed to. Never.
Against
Never.
Tulane.
They're like
Never.
a bad baby daddy.
Bro.
So I want to say that that USC fucked up my parlay where I could have cashed in a couple $100. I had everything else right, but hey, I'll put that on the back burner. I'm glad USC lost. I'm because look, it just shows that they should have never been top 4 in the first damn place. It always should have been Ohio State. That's number one. Number two is I'm so glad that the College Football Commission did not penalize TCU and take them out of the playoffs, because this is exactly what I was saying. You cannot penalize TCU for losing their conference championship to a top 15 team in the country in overtime.
Mm-hmm.
And because they were not kicked out, they got to where they should be. And Max Duggan, however you pronounce his name, that
Duggar.
man is a dog. I can't wait for the national championship. They ain't gonna win. I mean, Georgia gonna win, but it should be at least a fun game for 3 quarters.
Can I jump in here real quick?
I for 45 minutes, it's gonna be all right.
It's gonna be a good game. First off, I wouldn't count out TCU in the championship. I'm not saying that they're gonna win, but I wouldn't count them out. But then I also do have to say I was not, because this is the first, I will admit, this is the first TCU game that I watched from start to finish. I was not as impressed with them as I should be, because you put up 40 against Michigan, and Michigan's defense is hellacious. But Max threw one bad interception, one I don't think was his fault. But I believe both of them was to return for pick 6, correct?
Neither of Michigan's interceptions were brought back for 6.
Oh
but
no, it
TCU
was
TCU took back
ones,
2
yeah.
for 6.
Yeah.
And I think they recovered a fumble for 6 as well, I think.
Yeah. But hey, and yeah, don't Mike, don't hate me for this.
Uh-oh.
When I watched how you say his name? Doogie Howser?
It's
I call
Duggan.
him Duggan. His
I think
dad's
it's
name's James.
I think it's Max Duggan.
Let's call him. I'll just call him
Duggar.
Max.
I know it
Max.
ends in an R.
When I watched Max, I saw, or it reminded me of my quarterback, my real quarterback, Taylor Heineke. White boy,
Wait.
short, small.
Oh no,
run,
I
and
got
a
Josh.
fucking
I got
gamer.
Josh Allen feels. I ain't get Heineke
Mhm.
feels.
And they're both small. Max is 6'1", Heineke's 6 foot, so they both small. And Max ain't running over people like that. But he can move. That boy can scatter.
Did you see Max Duggan in the championship game? What was it, the Big 12 championship game against Kansas State?
Yeah.
Oh, against Kansas.
Kansas State, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That
Did you see
dude
Max
was
Duggan?
Nah, I was on a cruise.
Hey, oh yeah, that's right. Yo, you need to watch the TCU Kansas State game. You need to watch that. You need to watch that. Like
hell. Pick
that will
any
give
game
you
from this
that
season
will give
outside of
you
the
an
Michigan game.
accurate description of who the hell Max Duggan is and why he was the runner up for the Heisman voting. That will give you an idea.
Oh no,
That
I've seen him play. You know what I'm saying? I've because I got two TVs, so I've had TCU games on. I'm just saying that was the first one from start to finish. That was my primary focus.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no,
I got you.
I've seen the boy play. The boy's bad. He a bad motherfucker.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's definitely one of my favorite college quarterbacks. I like Caleb Williams though. After watching him again, I do like him. I think he's going to translate okay to the NFL. Um, he's going to be one of those quarterbacks who needs to be put into the right situation to win. Like he would do terrible at Carolina, but would do good somewhere where the receivers are already locked in, but they just don't got a quarterback to get him the ball.
The
Like
Jets.
there you go.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Jets, hell, the Niners. Honestly, not only really need a quarterback, they just need a warm body.
The Niners can
But-
have me as quarterback.
Yeah.
The Niners are a machine. They can have me as quarterback.
I mean, how well can you throw that dig route though?
I don't need to. All I gotta do is hand the ball to Debo, hand the ball to McCaffrey,
And throw them
scramble a
short
little,
slants to Ayuk.
scramble a little bit, and throw a 3-yard crossing route. Because apparently, if you get the ball to Debo on a 3-yard crossing route, he somehow takes a 3-yard crossing route 47 yards. I don't know how, but apparently that's all you got to do.
Yeah.
Well, playing with that man is like having a creative player on Madden back
Bro,
when the game was good.
San Francisco is just a machine, and Kyle Shanahan gets all the props and respect from me. Like, they just you don't. The 49ers could have Tim Tebow as the quarterback, and he will look like a real quarterback.
Bro, he could have been what put them over the edge.
Yeah.
That's how good that team is. He could have bumped them over the edge.
I don't know about that.
Because you know with him you're gonna run the football.
Yeah. I don't know about that. I
And
digress.
ask me if Tim Tebow can throw a slant route. All he's been doing is throwing slant routes on all my favorite teams his entire life.
You know what? Killer? You know what? I just got upset with you. Here's why.
Mhm.
You and I share one thing in common.
Them nose, baby.
The Seminoles of Florida State. I
Mhm.
have never in my life seen one person completely fuck us up game after game. Now, not a team, not a scheme, not a coach. One
Tim Tebow,
fucking person.
Yep.
Mhm.
And then you bring him up in a positive light. How dare you?
Look, I've dealt with listen to me. I've dealt with Tim Tebow doing that shit to me because I'm a Noel fan. Do you remember the Bronco game?
Oh
That
Lord.
was dumb luck. That
Hell
wasn't
is
skill. That was
Hey.
because if you look at it, that was a bad pass. That was a
Hey,
bad pass.
It
Hey,
was.
Killer.
It was a bad pass. It was so bad that it was put in the right spot.
They zero blitzed him.
Because it
Like you
no,
just had
we
to throw it
had
in
a
his
safety
Killer,
top, but he cut.
Killer, wait,
The
Killer,
ball was
wait,
thrown so
wait,
poorly that it threw away from the safety.
Killer, wait. Don't worry. We gonna get him. L is on the show. We gonna get him. He just said he can't talk about somebody in a good light who single-handedly fucked their team up. Don't worry. We gonna
Oh, it's
get him.
coming.
Because he's going to have to talk about Russell Westbrook. It's coming. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. L, you know Russell Westbrook is coming. So we gonna get there. What I want to move to, if it's okay with the host, what I want to move to, I want to know what, and I'm going to put myself on mute and grab some popcorn. What are the Commanders doing? That's what I want to know. What are they doing? Let's get into it. I don't
Yeah.
wait. I don't want to talk about Dak's interceptions or none of that. I want to talk about because it just dawned on me, and L, you said it to me that the Commanders are eliminated from the playoffs. I did not even know that.
Yep.
So
They didn't even know that.
what the hell? What the hell happened? What the hell happened to Washington on the week that y'all debuted Major Tuddy?
That's sad
All right,
state of
so
affairs.
let me get this out the way. Major Tuddy, I understand the concept because we were the Hogs or whatever. They could have done a much better job though. That shit looks pathetic.
Washington said
And the name and
Major Tuddy is a pig deal.
yeah, and the name Major Tuddy like who the fuck is Tuddy? I don't even know. So they could have done a much better job. I understand the concept is fine. The actual end result is just absolutely pathetic. So let me preface my comments by saying this. I am a skinned Washington fan. That is my team. That is my squad. I will ride with them until the wheels fall off. Sometimes those wheels have been cinder blocks, but that's okay. Because that is my motherfucking team, and I will never digress. They could change the name to Washington Bitch Niggas. Guess what? I'm a WBN fan. What's good? WBN all day. I just got I need another tattoo idea. Let's go.
If they change their name to that, they will forever be called the Washington KDs. I would call them the Washington KDs.
Gosh.
See, hey, I need to address that with you too, Mike. But we'll
get
talk
into
about
that.
that. Yeah, we'll talk about that. But as
Okay.
far as what the Commanders are doing, my short answer is I have no fucking clue. These niggas, I'm trying to stay calm. Try to stay calm. You had Taylor Heineke. Mike's favorite word is context, right? So
Context and gimmicky.
context. Well, yeah, and gimmicky, but context, right? Let me give you a little bit of context, right? So the reason that they say, I'm gonna put in air quotes, say that they went to Carson Wentz is because we went 0-2-1, right? All right, that's cool. How did those two losses in that one tie come about? First off, the first tie, we were down. We were down by 7 with a minute and a half left. Taylor Heineke took us down had a game tying touchdown drive. Does he not get credit for that? But we shit on him because he got a tie. But he doesn't get credit for a game winning drive. The other loss against the Giants, we had every reason to lose that game. He fumbled and they scooped it up, scoop and score. He fumbled in the red zone. They took it back, got a field goal off that. We gave him 10 points, and this motherfucker still put us in a position to win that game. He don't get credit for that. Oh, but we're just gonna shit on him because it's a loss on the record or on the stat sheet, but he don't get credit for that. San Francisco, I can't say nothing. We was gonna lose that game anyway. These niggas piss me the fuck off. I am so sick and fucking tired of these goddamn Commanders. I'm so sick and tired of Dan Snyder. I'm sick and tired of fucking Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz is absolute ass. I pulled up both of their stats. Here are their stats. So Taylor Heineke this year is 5-3-1. 1,859 yards, which is 7.2 per attempt, 62% completion, 12 touchdowns, 6 interceptions with an 89.6 rating. Carson Wentz is 2-5, 1,755 yards, which is 6.4 yards per attempt, 62.3 completion percentage, 11 touchdowns, 9 interceptions with an 80.2 rating. Who the fuck do you think, if we're genuinely trying to get that last playoff spot and we're genuinely trying to win, who the fuck you gonna go with? Kelly, you're a coach. Who you gonna go with?
I'm going with the motherfucker who winning my games.
Come on, bruh. And the games that he did not win, he put us in a position to win those games. Except for San Fran, I'm going to school San Fran, but the other two that we're putting so much credence on, and they went 0-2-1 this and that third. These niggas piss me the fuck off. They have no idea what the fuck they're doing, and it all starts with Dan Snyder. Dan Snyder is a fucking wreck. He's ruining my fucking team, and we can sit here and Mike, give a little backstory. Me and Mike, we were talking, and Nello, we were all talking, and we were talking about whose decision it was to get Wentz in the first place and whose decision it was to start Wentz. And I said, yes.
Wait. For full context, we were talking about, like you said, whose decision it was to get Wentz in the first place and whose decision it was to start Wentz for the game that just happened, not for the regular season.
Well, I mean,
Just
we'll get Wentz to starting for the regular season. I kind of combine those into two, or into
see,
one.
yeah. See, you and Nello were talking about like who is at fault for getting him in the first place. I was talking about who is responsible for him starting over Heineke for this game.
So Dan Snyder has a history, a long history, a long track record of interfering with coaching decisions, primarily when it involves the quarterback. When he first got the team, we had Brad Johnson as a quarterback. We went 10-6, went to the playoffs, won the first playoff game, lost to the Buccaneers in the divisional round. This motherfucker the next year decides that he wants to go ahead and pay Jeff George, old ass Jeff George, $20 million and put what's his name on the bench. This motherfucker gave Albert Haynesworth $100 million. His nigga had like 2 sacks his entire fucking career with the Skins. We got old ass fucking Deion Sanders. Deion's my boy, but he's an old ass nigga. Bruce Smith, all right, he was a little bit decent. Now, when we get to the real crux of it, Jay Gruden. When Jay Gruden was the coach his very last year as a head coach, we got Dwayne Haskins. And Jay Gruden, when he was doing press conferences and stuff, the whole time that Dwayne Haskins was, oh, Dwayne Haskins is our guy, and we want him, and he's our man, and everything like we're gonna develop him, and all this other stuff. As soon as Jay Gruden leaves, a couple months later, he does a little tell-all interview. I have a snippet right here of the interview. every year, every year that I was there, we had a pretty good draft class, set with a couple of exceptions. Smith and I, who was the GM at the time, was good about listening to coaches because coaches also did evaluations when it came to our pick. We always had a good time talking about our picks. And what would happen if a player is done and all of our scenarios, and then Dan Snyder would come off of his yacht and make the pick. Dan Snyder picked Dwayne Haskins simply because Dwayne Haskins was a local boy and he thought that Dwayne Haskins would put butts in the seats. Because if you remember, around the same time that Dwayne Haskins was drafted, that's when all them reports started swirling around about his sexual harassment and his toxic workplace and all this other bullshit that he should have been fucking fired for. This nigga, most notably, here's the same report here. Most notably, was a report that Snyder not only overruled Smith and other members of the personnel department in deciding to draft Dwayne Haskins, but that he pressured the coaching staff into inserting the quarterback into the starting lineup. Mike, what did I tell you on the Discord and when we was talking on the phone? What did I tell you? Why I believe the reason that Carson Wentz was put back in the starting lineup because of executive pressures. I do not believe that Ron Rivera looked at Carson Wentz and Taylor Heineke and said, "Look, we're going to start Wentz off of his own hand, off his own accord." I'm sorry, I don't believe that. And articles like this just kind of confirm what my original thoughts were.
So to rehash it so that everybody, including Killer and Corey, understand, what the different points of view was.
Oh! I'm sorry. I got one more thing.
Yeah, go
Real
ahead.
quick.
Go ahead.
Another report here. Despite Snyder agreeing to step away from day-to-day matters involving the football team and elevating his wife Tanya to co-ownership position, the report says they're imploring football decision. The report says Snyder was imploring football decision makers last March to make the trade. This is for Carson Wentz. "Quote unquote, this is 100% a Dan move." A source with knowledge of the deal's inner workings was quoted by ESPN. Please continue.
Right. So my viewpoint was as far as who is at fault. The question, Corey Killer, just so y'all know, the question, for at least my question, was who is at fault for starting Wentz over Heineke in the game against Cleveland. My position is that as it stands right now, Ron Rivera has the final say in football operations. Ron Rivera even hired the general manager for Washington. So Ron Rivera runs football operations. If Ron Rivera runs football operations and has the last say so, and Wentz started the game, the fault of who started falls on Ron Rivera. It is not to say that there were not pressures from Ron Rivera's superiors, who were trying to get the idea of Wentz playing in his head. I'm not saying that that's not true. I'm not even saying that Snyder didn't interfere. I am saying I do not know. So I am not going to base my opinion off of that. I do not know.
But if
My
you also don't know the other way, then how can you all of a sudden blame Rivera? If you don't know one
well,
way,
well,
then you don't know the
well,
other
well,
way either,
well,
correct?
well, when me, you, and Nello were talking, Nello confirmed that Ron Rivera runs football operations for the Washington Commanders. That Nello put the articles. He screenshotted the articles where it states it explicitly. And so me, I'm like, okay, let's take that information. If that information is truthful and valid, then and Ron Rivera has the final say, then Ron Rivera could have pushed back on that executive pressure, quote unquote, and said, this is not the best interest of the team and what we are trying to achieve. I am not playing Wentz. He could have done that. And even if he did, there may be something that comes out, later down the line where Ron Rivera could have done that. And it can come out that Dan Snyder pushed for this move. My opinion as it is right now is because Ron Rivera is the head coach and because he runs football operations right now for Washington, he's going to take the fall for it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
He's going to take
that wasn't the question though. The question
No,
was
the question was whose fault?
Yeah.
Whose fault? And I'm saying based on the information that I have to fault Ron Rivera. As far as Dan Snyder, I know Dan Snyder has a history of being involved, like in interfering, but I don't know if Dan Snyder interfered with this specific thing.
Didn't you hear I read this report right here, and they was
The,
talking about the
about
Carson Wentz. I mean,
about the executive pressure.
yeah, he was imploring decision makers to make the move he was imploring football decision makers last March to make the trade for Carson Wentz.
Right, but that doesn't
Carson
mean.
Wentz was his boy, so why would he not want
Wait,
Carson Wentz to play?
What that tells me is it is sorry I had to burp. But what that tells me is it is Dan Snyder's fault for why Carson Wentz is on the team in the first place. That does not say it is Dan Snyder's fault for why Wentz started against Cleveland.
I don't see how, if Snyder was the one pushing for Wentz, hey, we need to get him.
Because
but then Heineke goes 0-1. Like I said, they were looking for a reason to bench Heineke.
I agree with that.
Hey, we got $30 million invested in that boy.
Yeah,
you really want him sitting on the bench for the rest of the? I don't know.
I agree.
So,
I agree that they were looking for a reason to bench Heineke. What I am saying is I do not know if Dan Snyder interfered with who is going to start for Washington against Cleveland. That is what I am saying. I understand it's Dan Snyder's fault for why Wentz is on the team. I don't know if Dan Snyder is the one who is to blame for Wentz starting against Cleveland, because it's like if Wentz is Dan Snyder's boy, which it appears that he is, and if Dan Snyder wanted Wentz to start when Wentz got back from injury, well, Wentz would have started 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, but you can't bench a guy when he's winning, when he's on a 4-game winning streak.
No, but you could bench a guy when he you can bench a guy when he ties.
Yeah, they waited till he went when he waited 0-1, and then he got benched fourth quarter San Fran game, third quarter San Fran game.
Yeah.
They benched him after he tied.
Yeah, right, but they did they didn't bench him after he tied. Y'all tied with the Giants first.
Right, and then we played San Fran.
And then y'all played San Fran, right? If they wanted to start Carson Wentz, to me, they would have started him after Heineke tied with the Giants. He no longer is winning at that point. So I can't say that Dan Snyder is at fault for Wentz playing against Cleveland, because I don't know if he had any interference. What I do know is Ron Rivera runs football operations for the Washington Commanders. So as far as Wentz playing against Cleveland, starting against Cleveland, That is at the fault of Ron Rivera, at least right now. Now, if years down the line some information comes out, well, then the opinion changes. But based on the information that we got now, I have to put it on Ron Rivera. That's my point of view. Now, what you and Nello was talking about was something else.
Yeah.
That was something else.
You don't know
But
my owner like I do.
yeah, and that's true, and that's true.
There's just like I don't know Jerry Jones like you, so I
that
can't tell you Jerry would do this or wouldn't do this.
right. It's so,
Bro,
which is
I'm
why
telling you.
which is why I'm saying I believe what you are saying. I believe that Dan Snyder could have interfered, and that's why Wentz started against Cleveland. I believe if it came out that Dan Snyder had something to do with it, I would not be surprised at all. So it's not that I don't believe what you're saying. I am just saying that I can't form the opinion based on the accusation alone. I can't do that.
Shit, me. I
So
can.
so Corey Killer, where do y'all fall now that y'all got the full context of what we was talking about? Where do y'all fall in line with this or whatever?
Well, I've said in the past, I think it's,
Corey, go ahead.
obviously I said it. I've said it so many times on this podcast that when you just watch the Washington Commanders, like for whatever reason, this team plays better with Taylor Heineke at quarterback. They just do.
Yep.
And you benched Carson Wentz the first time in favor of Taylor Heineke. I'm not saying Taylor Heineke was great, but they play hard. They got some wins. They were in the playoff hunt. Like they had up until this past Sunday, they were in the playoff. They had the seventh seed, I believe.
They had the last
seven.
seed. The last seed. Yep.
Okay. And so prior to this game, like El said, you go into this game with the plan of starting Carson Wentz over Taylor Heineke, even though you were in position to win the game against the Giants the previous week. I'm just trying to figure out why anybody thinks it was a good idea to bring back Carson Wentz. I'm not saying Taylor Heineke
I think that's
is
the
great.
question. I think that's the question all of us got.
Yeah, like, and I'm not saying like Taylor Heineke is a franchise quarterback, but like I have said, going back to when the Commanders played the Bucks in the playoffs a couple years ago, for whatever reason, this team plays better with Taylor Heineke at quarterback.
I can tell you why.
Go ahead.
Because Taylor Heineke can move the ball. Carson Wentz can't move the ball. And so that forces a lot of pressure on a defense. And so when you're constantly getting 3-and-outs, throwing interceptions, it's putting a lot of pressure on the defense. We had a 21-play drive against Cleveland right before the half. It was like a 10-minute, 21-play drive. Everybody was, impressive. We threw the ball 3 times. Wentz was one for 3 for like 7 yards. He's not an impressive quarterback. And in fact, they were going to put I read somewhere that they were going to put Heineke in the second half. If I'm Heineke, I'd be like, nah, coach, my ankle hurt. I can't go. Nah, let your boy be Superman. I can't go. This thing had 60 yards going into the fourth quarter. What am I supposed to do with that? What am I supposed to do with that?
So Corey, who do you put I think all 4 of us agree that playing Carson Wentz was the wrong choice. My thing is, with the information that we have, who do you think is at fault? Do you think it's Dan Snyder that's at fault for Wentz playing, or do you think it's Ron Rivera? That's what I'm trying to get to.
So I can easily believe that the root of this happening stems from Daniel Snyder.
I can
easily believe that Daniel Snyder looked at the contract. We're paying him $30 million. Let's try to get a bang for our buck. I can easily believe that Daniel Snyder nudged Ron Rivera to play Carson Wentz. It's coming off the previous game and a couple of mistakes Taylor Heineke played. I can easily believe that. However, if I'm the coach, especially if I'm the head coach. Now, again, I know Ron Rivera, he's the head of football operations. Now, I do not know if Daniel Snyder had like some under the table, like he threatening Ron with something. But as the head coach, if I am in charge and I watch these 2 quarterbacks and I've already benched Carson Wentz in favor of Taylor Heineke, I am not in good conscience going to go back to Carson Wentz if I'm the coach. Like I know how these quarterbacks play. I know what my team looks like with both of these guys as my starting quarterback. Regardless of what happened the previous week, I am not going back to Carson Wentz, especially when I know up until this week, Taylor Heineke, whether you want to place all of it on him or you was to give it the team as a whole gets a share of it, we were in the playoffs with Taylor Heineke as quarterback. Like we had a playoff spot with Taylor Heineke as quarterback. I'm sticking with him. So if Ron Rivera makes the final decisions, if he has the final say, then it has to go on him. But I can wholeheartedly believe that the germ of the idea came from Daniel Snyder. I 1000% believe that. But if Ron has final say, at the end of the day, the onus has to go on him.
Killer, what's your opinion?
My opinion is this, and I'm just speaking from the coaching aspect of it only. I come up every Saturday during my season. I look at my boys. I'm like, okay, you 11, start warming up. We getting ready. Y'all are the ones that are going. My director does not come down to me and be like, hey, start that kid instead. Stays in his lane, allows me to do my thing. I don't give a damn how much you're paying me, how much that other person is making. If you want this team to win, let me play this guy. Because a very similar situation was happening in Seattle when Russell Wilson first got there. And they decided, and they just paid, I think it was Matt Flynn, all that money. You know what they wound up doing? Trade Matt Flynn ass to a different team. I think it was the Raiders at that point, and handing that ball over to Russell Wilson and letting them go and letting him lead them.
Was it Matt Flynn or
I'm not.
was it David Schaub?
No, it was
It,
Matt Flynn.
it was
Okay.
Matt Flynn.
Matt Flynn.
Or Matt Schaub.
David Shaw.
I meant
Matt
Matt
Shaw
Schaub.
was
Matt
was
Shaw.
Atlanta.
Texans, yeah.
Yeah, from Atlanta to the Texans. Um, when that happened, that was a team that was focused on winning and getting that dub. This proved to me that Ron Rivera, because if anybody should be able to trump something that Daniel Snyder said, it's somebody who Daniel Snyder gave the power to trump what the hell he wants to do. He is not just your head coach, but he is your operations, the football operations. He's over all of that. So yeah, Mike, and it's a rare occasion for this to happen. I'm 100% agreeing with Mike on this.
Now that is rare. That one is rare. 100%. Oh, that's rare. That is rare, Killer. I look. That's rare.
Yeah, 100%. There's no way I am going to start a quarterback who has proven in not just one team, not just two teams, but on three different teams that his ass is washed.
Now I will say this. I will say this to L's point, and I agree. I agree with this point that L made yesterday. I think it was yesterday, but Ron Rivera seems like he's too smart of a coach to make this decision on his own. That it is. I have to put the onus on Ron Rivera because I know that he runs football operations. But there's something in the back of my mind that really finds it. It's like almost unbelievable that he would make a decision like that. Like, so to L's point, I understand why he's saying it. Dan Snyder must have been involved. It makes all the sense in the world. But it's like because I don't know that, I can't put it on him. So that's just where I'm coming from.
My only retort to that, so Killer, right? You said,
Mhm.
your director won't tell you to how old do you how old do you coach?
I coached from ages 6 all the way up to 13, 14 years old, and then also train high school players.
Okay, got you. Those aren't NFL owners. There's a lot more politics that goes into NFL when it comes to money, when it comes to contracts, when it comes to incentives and all of that shit. There's a whole NFL is a dirty fucking game. They're a dirty fucking company. because I've read up on some of the shit, and I kind of got disgusted with some of the shit. They out there injuring players on purpose and not playing people on purpose just because they don't want to get their incentives and all kind of like. NFL's a dirty fucking game.
Oh, the NBA do the same shit.
Yeah, NBA do the same shit. You know what I'm saying? By the way, real quick, who's the owner of the Seahawks?
Shit, that's $1 million question.
Let's see.
That's
So
a
Paul
good.
Allen's
Honestly,
estate,
Seahawks
right?
fans don't even know
Exactly
who
my
the
point,
hell.
because the motherfucker don't meddle. He lets the coaches coach, and he sits his ass up in the box and collect the checks and sign off on the checks and do whatever owners do.
Oh, well, shit,
Because
he busy.
because
This fucking
because
Rob Walton. This dude owns Walmart.
oh damn, maybe he was busy doing something else. Either way, he didn't meddle with that decision that Pete Carroll made to start Russell Wilson over Matt Flynn. Our owner will absolutely do so.
Like, I'm
No.
sorry.
The owners of the
The
Seahawks
owner is
are
actually the city.
Paul Allen. The Paul Allen Trust.
Yeah, I just read that myself.
Yeah, the Paul
Rob
Allen
Walton,
Trust.
he
for the
owns
Seahawks?
he owns the Broncos, which may explain why they're a shit show too. Because
Wait,
I
hold
worked
on,
at
wait, hold on.
Walmart. I
The
worked
owner
at
of the
Walmart for a
Seahawks
while.
is the owner of the Broncos?
Nah, the owner of the Broncos is the owner of Walmart.
Oh, okay.
The foundation might be the same thing.
The Paul
Paul
Allen
Allen
Foundation
Foundation
owns the
owns.
Seahawks, but they also own the 49ers, the Rams, the Cardinals, and the Saints. They're all like, so it's like Stan Kroenke, who owns the Rams. He's a part of the Allen Family Foundation.
Oh yeah, okay, got you.
So the foundation, the collective, owns the Seahawks.
They getting bread.
Red broke off.
Something serious.
And they all get the league on that league split revenue too. So
Sheesh.
even if their actual business, even if they actual businesses fold under, you've already carried all your capital over just by owning 5 NFL franchises, and I think all of them are either in solo or major markets.
Hey, look. All I know is if the four of us put our money, if the four of us put our money together, we could become the owners of the bottom of football cleats. I'm just saying. Yo.
I was looking for something so uplifting.
No.
So
I have nothing serious to say. All I know is
we put our money together,
these
you know what I'm saying?
family
We set
foundations.
goals and stuff, financial goals, and we can
Man,
get our
shit, if
credit
we all put our
right.
money together, we might be able to buy a carton of eggs. That shit expensive.
Exactly. we might be able to own one of the refrigerators at the grocery store. Like,
Me and my
you never
lady got to pull our money together to buy breakfast at this point. Eggs are expensive as fuck.
Ain't they though?
Yeah. We might be able to afford breakfast at Cracker Barrel.
Yo,
You know,
Cracker Barrel, bro. I stay down the street from one.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh, that French toast. Oh,
Hey,
that.
hold up, y'all. So Corey Killer, look, L been hype about this show for a month now, right?
Mm-hmm.
He said he got some clarifying questions he want to ask us. I initially called it his 25-minute rant, but I changed it. So I guess there are some things that we have said in the past that he want to pull our card on, and so y'all down to let him Corey, I'm pretty sure you're safe. It's mainly me and Killer. It's mainly me and Killer that he want to get at. It's mainly me and Killer. He said that we be saying wild shit. So L, the floor is yours. What you want to clarify?
Well, it's only a couple things now because some of the things was a little bit outdated. But I do have a couple of questions that I just want to kind of get a little bit more detail on, if I may.
Mm-hmm.
First thing, and Killer, this goes directly to you, sir.
All right.
Mahomes plays like a bitch.
Oh yeah, because Mike didn't say that.
Yeah, his play style is kind of bitch made. I'm not saying he's not good. I'm not saying he's not good because I believe Kevin Durant plays like a bitch too, but can't deny the fact that he's good.
Hey, wait. I got Kevin Durant on the list too, so we'll save him for later. But describe what does that mean, if I may ask.
All right, I'll put it like this: you watched the TCU game, right?
Mm-hmm.
Max Duggan, when they needed that tough yard, he went and got that bitch. And it won't like him dancing around, spinning off somebody. Nah, he put them shoulders down, punching it. I don't see any bit of that coming from Mahomes. And to be honest with you, he got the body to do that shit. Kenny Pickett did it against the Ravens defense. I don't see that happening with Mahomes. And it's a damn shame because he has one of the bigger bodies for a QB. Like he has the same kind of body composition that I got, and that's how I played.
I was feeling you with that sentiment, Killer, until a couple weeks ago when Mahomes did that damn jump at the goal line and took that big ass hit. I was like, at that moment, I was like, I had to apologize.
He had one unbitch like moment. I can't discredit all the other bitch assness that he played with. I cannot do that.
What's all the other bitch assness though? Like you're telling me what he doesn't do, but like what makes
like this? Because
I know a lot. Because I know a lot of quarterbacks that put their shoulder down.
Hold up, Corey is out here ad-libbing because he confused too.
I'm like, yeah, I just okay, me personally, like I'm gonna let you finish. I just don't like that word associated with someone as great as Mahomes. But that's all I'm saying. Go ahead.
Thank you.
That's all I'm saying.
I mean, it's better than the P word, and I ain't trying to use that word.
Oh my God. See, there's a lot of quarterbacks in there. Matter of fact, there's probably only a handful of quarterbacks that will put that shoulder down and get that tough extra, especially in regular season. Pat Mahomes ain't gotta do that shit in the regular season. But the Chiefs they got their own fucking problems. I don't know about them niggas. They got their own fucking problems.
My own
defense is sus.
Run game.
The only thing I said about Pat Mahomes was that he pity pats.
He pity pats.
He pity pats.
Kyler
Them short, choppy steps. It's like a kid running to an arcade game at a Chuck E. Cheese. That's how Mahomes run. He just like
him and my son got the same takeoff pattern. I promise you. I'll be honest with you. I think my son got better coordination than he do. As far as being able to move left to right. Yeah, that is disrespectful. Real talk, my son does move pretty well laterally for a 2-year-old. I will give him credit on that.
All right, what's your next question? What you got next? We talking about KD next?
Yeah, because I honestly got to ask you, and I was actually saving this question specifically for this.
Oh, let's get into it.
Why do you hate KD so much? Because you gonna ask me why I hate. Why do you hate KD so much?
I don't hate KD.
Yes, you do.
No. There's a misconception.
No, you despise KD. I'm sorry.
No. Listen. There's a misconception that people have about me and KD. No, I don't have no ill will. I don't want Kevin Durant hurt. It sucked for the league when he had that foot injury. I'm sure you know about it. He was in OKC when he was going through that foot injury stuff for 2 years straight. Like that. Like the league, Kevin Durant playing basketball at a high level is great for the sport. Like what the Nets are doing, even though I wish they would lose, the fact that they're like on a 16-game win streak or however long it is, like that is great. That is great for the league. My opinion about Kevin Durant has nothing to do with his play on the floor. My opinions about Kevin Durant are about his mental on and off the floor. When I say off the floor, I know he's generous. He gives back to Suitland all the time. He just gave Suitland, Maryland, where he's from, $5 million or something like that. He got
shout out Suitland.
Yeah, shout out Suitland because Corey, that's where you from. He got a foundation. I think it's a family foundation or something like that in Suitland. He's built a gym because remember if you remember they tore down Run and Shoot. Like they closed Run and Shoot. Kevin Durant put a gym up there in Suitland. He's very generous. I ain't saying none of that. I ain't saying nothing against him in that regard. My opinions about Kevin Durant is he's very weak-minded. I could talk about the move to a 73-9 team that did not need him, and how he stacked the odds against everybody else, and how he cheated me. I feel like he cheated me out of 4 years of basketball because for the 4 years that he was in Golden State, everybody knew that Golden State was going to get to the finals. Everybody knew it. It was a foregone conclusion. And so I feel like for 4 years while he was in Golden State, I got cheated. I got cheated from unpredictable basketball, and basketball is my favorite sport. Like bigger than football. It's like killer. You know, when basketball season, October, the middle of October, that is when the switch changes for me as far as sports. Football is secondary to me. I feel like Kevin Durant joining Golden State. I feel like he cheated me. I also feel like how he joined Golden State was weak. So him and Draymond Green are texting while playing against each other during the conference finals when OKC is up 3-1. Kevin Durant and Draymond Green are texting each other about Kevin Durant coming to Golden State. And then all of a sudden, the Thunder choke and Golden State wins the series. And then 4 weeks later, he joins the team. That's weak. The whole burner account situation, that's weak. The fact that Kevin Durant can't take honest criticism. For example, I think it was 3 weeks ago, they asked, Charles Barkley didn't offer this up. They asked Charles Barkley on national TV. I think he was doing an interview with Taylor Rooks on Bleacher Report. Taylor Rooks asked him if he likes Kevin Durant, because a lot of people have this notion that he doesn't like Kevin Durant. He said, "No, I love Kevin Durant. I think he's a great person. I think he's a phenomenal basketball player." He said, "I think he can be a little sensitive at times, but that's the only like negative thing I have to say about Kevin Durant." Kevin Durant responded to that by saying, "F Chuck, he don't have G14 classified. He's not G14 classified and don't have the info or whatever to speak about me." And I'm sitting here like, he was complimentary about everything. He just said, "You can be a little sensitive." Why the hell is that your response? Why the hell is that your response?
Showing that he's sensitive.
He is mentally. And I try to say this with, I'm trying to say this with, yes, y'all ad-libbing. I'm trying to say this with all the respect in the world. Because I'm trying to clear it up. Because a lot of people have asked me this. I'm trying to clear it up. With all due respect to Kevin Durant, his mental, to me, is bitch made.
Yo.
Whore.
That is why I don't like Kevin Durant. In a weird way, if you imagine for just 1 second, imagine if Kevin Durant went through the same kind of criticism that we have given Kyrie Irving the last 2 years. Kevin Durant would have folded a long time ago. Kevin Durant will probably go into the locker room and cry at halftime because he's so upset that all of these people are saying these things about him. Kyrie Irving, he a nutcase. Like, he crazy as hell sometimes. he crazy as hell sometimes with the shit he be saying. But at least he is firm in what he is saying. At least he is not going to change his mind. He not going to back down. You ask him about it, he gonna say what he gonna say, and he gonna stand 10 toes down on it. That ain't Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant, instead of addressing it, he gonna create a burner account and comment on his own shit and act as if fans are giving him compliments.
His heart is made of melted butter.
Don't, straight up. So that's my beef. That's my beef with Kevin Durant. I want him to be more I don't want to say more of a man, because I'm not trying to be gender, because I'm not trying to be gender specific, but I want him like
I put it to you like this, since we're this hard to offend.
I wish Kevin Durant was not a cupcake. Like that whole, remember when OKC had the cupcake hats or whatever?
Yeah.
I wish that's literally Kevin Durant's mental. It's marshmallowy. It's marshmallowy. That's Kevin Durant. That's his mental. And the other beef I got with Kevin Durant is he won't cut or brush his goddamn hair.
Oh God,
like,
No.
bro.
Or put on lotion.
Oh my God, son.
Kevin Durant is a homeless person playing basketball.
Dog, it's only 3 people. It's only 3 people that I got beef with over their hair. Kevin Durant, LeBron James, and Trae Young. Do something with y'all hair. Like Trae Young hair blowing with whatever side the air conditioner at the Hawks is blowing.
You got a
Yo, my girl,
toupee.
I was watching a Hawks game the other night, bro. This shit gonna be so funny to you. Bro, I was watching a Hawks game the other night. My lady was like, who that old young dude?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Exactly. How you like 23, how you like 23 and 55 at the same damn time? That don't even make sense.
Him and Caruso got the same thing, but Caruso has completely embraced it.
Yeah, like yo,
Like
just
Caruso, like
go
what,
bald,
17?
man. Or, yeah, like just go bald or have a buzz cut or something. Like, oh, and there's a 4th person I got a problem with hair. Doc Rivers. Why are you still getting lineups?
I don't know how
Yo,
this nigga
real
is bald
talk.
with a crispy lineup.
Dog, Doc Rivers has a crispy lineup on a bald head.
I've never seen that before.
Yo.
It's like the outline of his hair ain't go nowhere, but everything inside the outline is gone.
Yeah, it's probably spray painted.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
But no,
some like some people got like the cul-de-sac, like you can see the hair on the sides. My man has a full blown like blueprint. Like he got the blueprints for the neighborhood.
he got the architecture
The street.
drawing.
My man got the blue paper with the white lines. Like that's him 100%.
Dog, that shit.
He is
Like
you roll that, don't fold that. That's
I want to know what Doc Rivers like. What's the conversation like when he go into the barbershop? Hey, my man, hey, come line this up. Like, what am I lining up?
Right, what are you
my
doing?
bro walk in like, yo, I left the pencils in the car. I got you, big fella.
I would almost prefer Doc Rivers to come to the game with that Carlos Boozer spray paint on his head. I'd rather see that.
Oh my, you remember when it ran, bro?
That should look like mascara.
I was like, yo, what the fuck is wrong with Boo's head?
Oh man.
Oh my gosh.
But that's the beef with Katie. That's the beef with Katie. What else you got?
Well,
Oh my Lord.
I'm gonna say this. So, have you ever like said something like you kind of said it like in just just kind of funny, whatever, but then stuff started playing out, and the shit that you said in just was actually kind of came true. Well, I've developed this thing called the OKC curse.
Oh,
and I have decided to curse KD, and I've decided to curse Russell Westbrook. And the curse says that no matter what happened, they will be engulfed in nothing but chaos for the rest of their careers. Now, Steph Curry, as great as he is, he could overcome the curse. But as soon as this nigga went to Brooklyn, all hell broke loose. As soon as this nigga Russ, as soon as we found out that this nigga's trash, all hell broke loose. So
Right.
I absolutely love it.
Trash.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I cannot wait. I'm so happy that Russ took his punk ass to the bench, because that's where he deserves to be. Because Russ ain't that guy no more.
So here, so you asked me about KD. I can't stand KD from a basketball standpoint. That's very clear. You can't stand his former teammate who played for y'all, Russ. Tell me why.
Because
hold on. First, would you say that Russell Westbrook is a top 75 all-time player?
I hate when you ask me this.
Would you say he is?
Here's my answer. He is only because of numbers. Only because of his numbers. It's
okay.
not because
he got more memorable jump shots than KD.
It's not because
shit.
He took more jump shots with his dumb ass than KD.
That's because KD a bitch.
No. All right. See, here we go. So.
All right. So look. So explain. So this is a good segue. Explain why you don't like Russell Westbrook.
Because Russell Westbrook, and there's one overarching reason why. Because this nigga's dumb as shit. And when I say this, when I don't, y'all make me laugh. When I say he's dumb as shit, I mean that he has 0 point guard IQ. He demands to play the position, however, does not know how to play the position. There have been games I've watched him with my own eyes on Oklahoma City, where he went 3 for 19 in the fourth quarter while Kevin Durant was on the court. My nigga, there are only 12 minutes. How are you take 19 shots in 12 minutes? And I'm pretty sure you probably said the first 2 or 3. I've seen where we had a 10-point lead against Boston with about, about 2.5 minutes left. And this nigga took the inbounds, ran it up the court, and shot an ill-advised 3 with 19 seconds left on the shot clock. My nigga, we have a lead. Guess what? We ended up losing that game. That 3 for 19 game, we ended up losing that game too. We had a lead going into the fourth quarter. This nigga has zero point guard IQ. He has terrible hands. He makes terrible decisions, and you especially saw that when he's with the Lakers because now he's on his big national stage. He couldn't hide. He can't hide like he did when he was in Washington. He couldn't hide like he did when he was in Houston. He couldn't hide like he did when he was OKC. Everybody now we saw his fucking turnovers and how terrible his decision making was. Those years that he averaged triple doubles, he also averaged about 6 or 7 turnovers per game too. Is that great? I don't think so. Is that smart? I don't think so. So when you ask me, is he a top 75 player? Is he a Hall of Famer? My answer is yes, only because of numbers. He is not a winner. Troy Aikman is in the Hall of Fame because he's a winner, not because of his numbers, but because he's a winner. Russell Westbrook is the complete opposite. He's there only because of his numbers, and that's it.
Okay. I mean, I can't argue his decision making. His decision making has been terrible his whole career.
In
My boy worse than 2K players
2012,
online.
in 2012, I was telling my friend, I wanted us to trade Russ for Rondo because at that point we needed a point guard who could facilitate. We don't need an athletic point guard who's going to take all the shots and manifest all these stupid ass rebounds and all these weird ass assists. We need somebody who's going to run the offense and who's going to be able to facilitate and manifest and make some things happen. That's what we needed, and that's why we continuously lost.
So look, do y'all think it's weird? Maybe I'm off base. Y'all can tell me if y'all agree or not. But Russ is a guard who plays like he's 6'11". But Giannis
Shoots like it too.
But Giannis is 6'11", who plays like a Russell Westbrook, except his decision making is better.
Much better.
Do y'all agree with that?
Yeah.
I can see it now that you say it.
I can see that. I mean, of course, Giannis is big, so like he dunks a lot more.
Yeah.
But
And he's gonna be able to keep it with that style of play a whole lot longer.
Way longer. Because when his athleticism goes, because he's not intelligent, and for some strange reason, he never tried to get more intelligent.
Oh, Killer, real quick. I know I said let's do the NFL regular season awards real quick. I got another question for L.
All right.
Sir.
Would you care to explain what you said to me the other day about Jordan and LeBron?
What'd I say?
Refresh
my memory. I said a lot.
Okay. Killer and Corey, I just want to let y'all know. I was having a convo with L. I was over L house New Year's Eve, more than the New Year together, right?
Yep.
L said that Michael Jordan is the greatest player of all time, but LeBron James is the best player of all time. And I adamantly disagree. I think LeBron James is the most talented, but the best player. I'm not even talking about greatest like achievements. But the best player, no. LeBron is not better than Jordan.
Yes, I did say that, and yes, I do 100% wholeheartedly agree with that. And I always compare it to Tom Brady versus Aaron Rodgers. Tom Brady is absolutely, without a shot of a doubt, the greatest quarterback ever. I haven't seen, except maybe Patrick Mahomes, I ain't seen a better thrower of football than Aaron Rodgers. So Tom Brady is the greatest, but Aaron Rodgers is the best. Same thing when it related back to the best. Michael Jordan is undoubtedly the greatest. LeBron James is the best basketball player I've ever seen in my life.
I'll respond last. I'll let y'all two respond to that, and yeah.
Corey, please go first. Yeah, that's where my brain is too.
It's like, okay, so I get the Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers analogy because I actually agree with that. That I think that
I also agree with the Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers thing.
yeah. I'm not sure it applies to Jordan and LeBron because Jordan just how can I'm trying to see how I can say it. Like okay, let me start by saying I appreciate LeBron James. I think LeBron is one of the best players ever. I think he's definitely, I'd argue I'd say LeBron James is second all time. I I cannot say LeBron James is a better or is the best basketball player ever. I can't say that because I feel like intangibly there's certain things that MJ has intangibly that LeBron doesn't. Now, obviously LeBron is bigger, stronger and all, and he has that going for him for sure. But MJ just has an it, in my opinion, that LeBron just does not have, aside from winning. Like he just has an it quality about him that I don't think anybody who's touched the basketball floor has. Like Michael Jordan is just different. He is just different, just a different animal to me. That's just the best way I can put it. I don't know about you, Killer, but go ahead.
Yeah, here's where I fall with the Jordan and LeBron debate. I'm gonna take it to Allen Iverson real quick. AI, he said when he first played Jordan, he saw this nigga glow. Like he had an aura. I don't think anybody was ever really in like when you knew that the Bulls were coming to town, you're like, shit, we gotta deal with MJ. A part of me always felt like teams really just wanted to take it to Bron. They didn't necessarily want to take it to Jordan that same way. And I think that's what shifts the scales for me because when I look at, okay, you got the points, but I also got to factor in the fact that 2 years Jordan was out of the league, and that's a very gray area thing. Is some what's some things called? Some mysterious happenings for
Foul
94
play.
and 95. Yeah, for 94 and 95 of why he wasn't in the league because it didn't make any sense outside of his daddy dying. Um, and then you got, of course, the period from 98 to 2001 when he wasn't playing either. So there's an extra 5 seasons in there where if he played continually from 86 all the way till 2002,
He'd
that
have 10
points record would have
championships.
been, yeah, not even, I wouldn't even say just that. We probably would have lost one in the 90s, maybe. I can't say if we
We
would
would
have been
have at
able to
least
beat that
8.
Houston team.
We would have at least
Yeah,
8.
at least 8. I still think that Orlando team could beat us. I
Who,
still
Shaq and
think
Penny?
that. Now,
With
yeah,
Shaq and Penny.
Shaq
I
Penny,
don't agree with
Nick Anderson, Scott Skiles. That was a very talented team. And also, they stole one piece we were missing because this was pre-Rodman,
Horace Grant.
94, 95. We didn't have that third guy solidified because that guy was Horace Grant. After the 94 season, that man was on the Magic.
Yeah, Horace Grant
So
was
we would have
violated
had
for
to,
the first
yeah, we
ring.
would have had to deal with that.
Here,
So
here's here's where I fall, right? And me and L talk. Oh, go ahead, Killer. Go ahead.
yeah, but I got Jordan over LeBron. It's
As
not
the we're not
fighting
talking about we're not
capitalism.
talking
We're
about
not
as
talking
the
about greatness.
greatest.
So yeah,
We're not
because
talking about as the
greatness
greatest. We're
is
talking about as
undisputed.
the best.
That's the best. I still
Yes.
got Jordan over LeBron.
Okay.
Yeah. So where I am, just so y'all know, because me and L talked about this already. Where I am is Jordan is undoubtedly the greatest. I don't think anybody, at least the four of us, disagree with that. Um, as far as who's the better talent, as far as who is the best player, I think Jordan is the best player. I think LeBron is the most talented basketball player I've ever seen. So what I mean by that is LeBron can score, LeBron can rebound, LeBron can pass, LeBron can play defense. LeBron can jump out the gym. LeBron has been doing this since the age of 18. Like LeBron is bigger, he's faster, he's stronger. LeBron brings all of that to the table. However, offensively, LeBron is not better than Jordan. Defensively, LeBron is not better than Jordan. Now, LeBron is a better rebounder and a better passer. But, and also, like you said, Corey, the mental, the it factor, Jordan has it. Jordan had it and came into the league with it. LeBron, that is something LeBron had to develop, and he didn't truly develop it until his second year in Miami. Um, so you can do what I mean is like you can do more with LeBron because LeBron, his skill set is broader than Jordan's because he's bigger, faster, stronger. His skill, so you can do more with LeBron. However, there is no part of basketball other than passing and rebounding. There is no part of basketball that LeBron is better than Jordan at. If we talk about scoring, Jordan was a better scorer. If we're talking about handling the ball, Jordan handled the ball better. If we're talking about team leader, Jordan was a better team leader. If we're talking about defensively, Jordan is on how many all defensive teams? I think it's 9. I think it's
Yeah,
I think it's
it's
9.
it's like 9.
How many all defensive teams is LeBron on? 0.
He
Like
made an
like
all defensive team.
I don't think so.
I'm pretty sure he's made a
I, I,
couple.
I could be wrong. I'll look it up.
I'm pretty sure he's made a couple. He's
Well,
never
I
won
know one
defense player
thing.
of the
He
year.
hasn't won. He hasn't won Defensive Player of the Year. I think
Yeah, but
Jordan
he's
won
been
that twice.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Android, and he was the only one to win it when he won MVP.
Oh,
Hmm.
sorry. LeBron is all defense. He's made five all defensive teams.
Hmm.
5.
The Miami years, right?
From 2009 to 2013. So some in Miami, some in Cleveland.
Effectively.
Something Cleveland, yeah.
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 But he's made 5. I think LeBron is second all time. Um, I don't get mad, and I'm talking about on the best player list. I don't get mad if somebody says Kobe if that Kobe is number 2 and LeBron is number 3 because Kobe is pretty much a mimic of Jordan. Um, but to me, Jordan is the best player because Jordan is greater in every aspect. Jordan is greater in every aspect that Jordan has in basketball. LeBron has more capabilities, but in the common capabilities that they both have, Jordan is better in all of them. If that makes sense. Do y'all get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel what I feel where you're coming from.
Yeah. So that is just that's just me. So yeah, but yeah. All right, we can go to
I ain't mad
NFL
at that.
awards. My bad, Killer. We
I
go
ain't
to
mad at
NFL.
that.
Oh,
No, it's
okay,
all
okay.
good.
Yeah, yeah.
So want to move things forward just a tad, man. We're gonna welcome you into a little segment. It's one that we were gonna do for every sport, of course, but we're actually gonna do it for the NFL since the season is wrapping up, and it's the Off the Sticks regular season awards. Now with these, NFL's a little easier because you don't have to break it down by position like you do other sports. Offensive player of the year for both sides, NFC, AFC, same thing for defensive player, then your league MVP. And I guess we can also throw coach of the year in there. That sound good?
Yeah, so we got
Mm-hmm.
MVP,
MVP,
NFL,
offensive and defensive,
NFL,
both sides.
yeah, NFL. So we got offensive and defensive both sides. We got offensive rookie and defensive rookie for both sides too, right?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Okay, and then we got coach of the year.
yeah, and coach of the year.
Bet.
So I'm gonna get this thing started. Offensive rookie of the year. I mean, honestly, who the hell else was even really playing other than Kenny Pickett? Who else?
Hmm.
I'm gonna let you go, but that's not
Yeah,
my
I
rookie
got
of the year.
somebody different
It's
for that
either
too.
Pickett or Pickens for me. Um, and I'm leaning toward Pickens over Pickett just
Pickens.
because he came in as our number 2, and it's the reason why we actually made that trade with the Bears in the first place. Um, it's kind of a weird spot, but I'm gonna put Pickens there offensively, and the defensive rookie is a little weird. For defensive rookies, but I'm gonna go with Aiden Hutchinson, or is it him or Kayvon Thibodeau?
Hmm.
I'm be honest with you, Killer. I'm gonna let you go, but you wildin'.
Yeah, I didn't have either of those.
I mean, defensive.
You'll see when we get ours. You'll see.
Yeah, because
I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna let you go. Last.
or matter of fact, I don't know why I ain't thinking about that. Sauce Gardner, for the Jets, defensive rookie.
Okay, that's better.
Okay, there we go.
Sauce Gardner. I don't know why I always look at Sauce Gardner like he been in the league
Ooh, you
longer
know
than
what
he has.
though? I didn't have Sauce. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So if it wasn't Sauce, it was either gonna be Aiden Hutchinson or Kayvon Thibodeau. Who would
Finish
you
yours.
have?
Finish yours.
Go ahead.
Finish yours.
Yeah, just go ahead and finish it. Go ahead and finish it.
Finish yours.
All right, cool. Offensive Player of the Year, NFC.
Oh, I thought
If
we were
you're
just doing
not,
whole
if
NFL. I didn't
oh
do
yeah, but
NFC and
offensive
AFC.
NFC, offensive AFC, and then
Oh shit.
defensive. Yeah. So
Oh,
offensive NFC, if it ain't Justin Jefferson, I don't know who the fuck you picking. I don't know who you picking. Like the man is on pace for setting a record for yeah, who you picking? Because the show shit ain't about to be his quarterback. And then defensive, I'm gonna pass that thing right over to a Dallas Cowboy. The year he's having, I'm gonna roll that to damn, my brain just shut down.
Michael Parsons.
Michael Parsons, thank you. My brain just said, pew. Like shit just shut down. But Michael Parsons on defense there. And offensive for the AFC, Patrick Mahomes. Defense. Damn, this is gonna be tough on defense. Because if I had to pick someone for defense, AFC, shit. I mm-mm. I don't know who the fuck to pick. I honestly don't. Ain't no one really off the map like that in the AFC defensively. That like jumps out at me at least.
All right, so just keep it pushing. Just keep it pushing. What we got? Coach.
And coach,
We got
and
coach
coach
of
of
the.
the year, Shanahan.
Okay. What about MVP?
MVP, I'm gonna go Patrick Mahomes.
Okay. Corey, what your awards look like?
So I didn't know we were doing NFC and AFC. I just did the whole NFL. So my list is kind of short. Um, I don't know if we were doing comeback player of the year, but to me it was no brainer. Geno Smith.
Yeah.
Um, coach of the year, I also went Kyle Shanahan. Defensive rookie of the year, I went Sauce Gardner. Offensive rookie of the year, I went with Kenneth Walker.
Mm-hmm. Kenny Walker.
Defensive player of the year, I had to go with Nick Bosa. Offensive player of the year, I went Jalen Hurts. MVP, I went Patrick Mahomes.
All right.
Or AFC defensive player, Max Crosby. That's what I was trying to think of.
Oh yeah, Max Crosby.
All right. So I'll do Coach of the Year, MVP last because those are the two awards that I really care about. For AFC Offensive Player of the Year, I went Patrick Mahomes. Yeah, I went Patrick Mahomes. AFC Offensive Player of the Year. AFC Defensive Player of the Year, I also went Max Crosby. Um, NFC Offensive Player of the Year, I did not have Justin Jefferson there. I'm trying to think. Who did I pick? Oh, NFC Offensive Player of the Year.
Mm-hmm.
I had
Brock Purdy.
nope. I had Jalen Hurts. NFC Offensive Player of the Year. I had Jalen Hurts. NFC Defensive Player of the Year had Parsons. AFC, what is it? Offensive Rookie.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Shit.
Oh no. For the rookie, it was just the whole NFL.
Oh, for the rookies, it was just the whole NFL.
Yeah. Well, I did both.
They wasn't good enough.
Yeah, and none of your players have even touching an award
okay.
recently. But we can skip this.
For the NFC, Killer, you did both, right?
Killer, I'm gonna shut
Yeah,
you
I
down
did
real
both.
quick.
All right, so I'm gonna do both.
Don't even
All right,
trip.
for the NFC Offensive Player of the Year, Killer, you had George Pickens.
Yes, he did.
Mm-hmm.
And you said it was between Pickens and Kenny Pickett.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you right now, the NFC Offensive Player,
That was AFC.
Huh?
That was AFC.
Oh, that was AFC. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, you're the only one who did sides for the Rookie of the Year.
Rookie of the Year.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This what I'll just do the NFL for the rookies. The Offensive Rookie of the Year, to me, I don't know if y'all paid attention to him.
You probably got the same one.
Drake London.
Oh no, I ain't had that either.
I had Drake London.
Atlanta.
Drake London. Drake
Hmm.
London.
He is the one this year.
Let me see. Let me look at Drake London.
Drake London. And it's not necessarily about his stats. It's what I've seen him do. But I had Drake London for NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year. NFL Defensive Rookie of the Year. Y'all won't believe this. I was going to pick Sauce Gardner. But I cannot ignore the fact that DaRon Bland's numbers are up there with Pro Bowl corners. And DaRon Bland, the rookie cornerback for the Dallas Cowboys, Corey, we drafted him in what, the 4th round, 5th round?
Yeah, something like that.
And he didn't play. He didn't play until like week 8 of the regular season. He is tied for number 2 in the league in interceptions. DaRon Bland is up there with Minka Fitzpatrick, with Gardner Johnson, with Jair Alexander. He actually has the same amount of picks as Jair Alexander. I know Sauce Gardner gets a lot of the hype because he was the 1st round pick. He was the top corner in the draft. I get all of that. Sauce Gardner is also better than DaRon Bland. I do not believe Sauce Gardner has performed better than DaRon Bland this season, considering DaRon Bland has only played since week 8, and his numbers are already where the Pro Bowl numbers are. So I had DaRon Bland for Defensive Rookie of the Year. For Coach of the Year, I'm gonna be honest. For me, it was between Shanahan and it was between McCarthy because of what McCarthy did when Dak was out, and the fact that out in history, like the Cowboys have not had back-to-back 12+ win seasons since like the 90s or some wild shit. And McCarthy, for the most part, whether you like the Cowboys or not, I don't think you can deny that there's a certain culture that he came in and changed, that to the point where we don't even think about the culture that existed when Jason Garrett was the head coach.
Shit, me if I don't.
No, you think
clap,
about
clap.
No, you think about the habits as far as like playoff losses. I'm talking about the culture of the team, like their attitude when it comes to approaching each game. Like Jason Garrett was not that guy that you would rally behind.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? McCarthy has changed that. He has brought a winning culture to Dallas, and it was and you saw it with how the team responded when Dak went out, and it was like a well-oiled machine. Like Cowboys just kept rolling. So it was between him and it was between Shanahan. I leaned and gave it to Shanahan because Shanahan has dealt with 3 different quarterbacks and consistently winning. That was the only reason why Shanahan beat out McCarthy as far as coach of the year for me. As far as the MVP to me, the MVP is absolutely of the whole NFL is absolutely Justin Jefferson. The MVP, not the offensive player of the year, the MVP. He is the most valuable player to his team than everybody else. And the only person that comes second to Justin Jefferson is Michael Parsons for the Cowboys. But Justin Jefferson, if the Vikings did not have him, I swear to God, the Vikings will only win about 6 games. Justin Jefferson is more valuable to his team than everybody else to their team. That includes Mahomes.
I beg to differ on that part, on that particular statement, because
Yeah.
we saw what my Steelers looked like without T.J. Watt.
Yes, we saw what the Steelers look like without T.J.
We
Watt.
string together 2
And,
good defensive
and
drives to save our life.
no. We saw TJ Watt. I'm not taking anything from TJ Watt. I'm not saying TJ Watt is not valuable. TJ Watt to the Steelers, TJ Watt is just as valuable to the Steelers as Michael Parsons is to the Cowboys. I'm not saying anything negative about TJ Watt. I am saying when you talk about the MVP, who was the most valuable to their team, it is right now, it is absolutely without a doubt Justin Jefferson. Without a doubt. And I'm not, which is why I gave Mahomes the AFC Offensive Player of the Year, because Justin Jefferson, as far as I'm concerned, he deserved the MVP. I know they're gonna give it to a quarterback, but he deserves the MVP.
Yeah. Let me give you 2 reasons why. I don't think I in the grand scheme of things, I do agree Justin Jefferson is probably the most valuable by definition. But number one, like you just mentioned, MVP is a quarterback. I don't know if we're ever going to see any other position win an MVP unless they have like a breakout, like a 2,200-yard rushing season or something crazy like that.
If Justin Jefferson find a way to get 2,000, who the fuck knows?
But see, and here's the thing, this is an indictment on Justin Jefferson, but this also shows how much of a beast he is too. So he's played 16 games, right? He's had, and I believe it's 3 games total because I had him on my fantasy team too. I believe it's 3 games total where he had about 60 yards, in total in those 3 games. Against Jair Alexander, against the Cowboys, and there was one other game where he only had like 1 or 2 catches for like 20-some yards.
I know
It
against the
was
Cowboys.
it was actually Detroit, Philly, and Green Bay.
Yeah, there
Well,
we go.
Detroit, Philly, Green Bay, Dallas.
Yeah, because Darius Slay locked his ass up. Darius Slay, right?
And before this show over, you gonna give Trayvon Diggs his respect.
I'm not
I'm gonna
giving
make
Trayvon
sure
Diggs
that
nothing.
you gonna give him his
I give him the
respect.
finger. Anyway, but Justin Jefferson, he got over 1,700 yards. So that means that in 13 games, he's gotten at least 1,650. That shit is fucking crazy. So at the same token that he can get locked down because we've seen that a couple of times. That will be another reason why I wouldn't give him the MVP. But I 100% get where you're coming from.
Yeah.
So mine.
He does 20 more catches every year than the year prior. It's crazy. This man at 88 his rookie year, 108 his second year,
Let the man give
124
his
this year.
awards.
My bad,
Oh,
bro.
who's
I'm just looking
Jefferson?
at Justin Jefferson. Yeah.
The man is silly. The man is silly. All right, so offensive rookie of the year. Here you go, Killer. I got something for your ass. So you said you would take George Pickens because he's, ain't nobody else really did nothing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then Mike, this is where I thought you were gonna go, but you ended up going Drake London. I guess your boys ain't been paying attention to Garrett Wilson up in New York. He's had over 1,000. He's the only rookie receiver to have over 1,000. George Pickens only has 729. Drake London only had 746.
No, Garrett Wilson was a good one. Chris Olave is a good one too. I mean,
yeah,
that's
why I went Garrett Wilson over.
I'm not mad at that.
Yeah, over them other boys. For defensive rookie of the year, and I did for defensive rookie of the year, I thought about Sauce. I ended up going Tariq Woolen off the Seahawks.
What? Why? Who was that?
The
Oh, he the
corner.
linebacker. Who's the linebacker they drafted
Oh,
that took off Bob's landing
Tariq.
spot?
I
Oh,
think
you
it's
said
number
Woolen.
26.
You said Woolen.
Oh, what is it? Wooden? No.
No,
What is his last
Woolen.
name?
Woolen.
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 Yeah. Oh yeah, Woolen.
I thought you said Wooden.
Oh yeah, no, Woolen. Yeah, Tariq Woolen.
Yeah. He's up there. He's up there with Deron Bland, like I was talking about. He's up there with him.
Yeah.
He actually is tied for first in the league in picks.
So my offensive, so we go offensive NFC, of course, Justin Jefferson. My defensive NFC, I gotta go Nick Bosa. Offensive AFC, I gotta go Mahomes. Defensive AFC, I gotta go Crosby. My coach of the year, and I thought about, of course, you know what I'm saying, the Shanahans and McDermott and, you know, usual suspects, right? I also thought about two other names. Dan Campbell,
Dan Campbell's
because I
nice.
really like what the fuck he's done in Detroit. They got a
Yep.
top 5 offense.
Yep.
And also Brian Daboll with the Giants. So those two names did come to mind, but I ultimately went with Nick Sirianni. And then MVP, I went with Jalen Hurts, assuming he's going to be eligible.
Let go back to coach of the year. I did not consider Brian Daboll because I understand the Giants going to the playoffs with a 9-6-1.
Mm.
But I've said this on a bunch of shows. If you look at who the Giants have won against, they haven't won against like
Top tier talent. Yeah.
They haven't. You know, it's like if you're the best of if you're the best of the if you're the best of the average teams and your wins come from other average or below teams, like you got 9 wins, you go into the playoffs, you're gonna finish with a winning record. But what's my favorite word? There's a certain context there's a certain context that goes with the record. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and again, it was a name that came to mind, you know, because of course, you know, we got the awards, you got to list off, you know, all the people you think. So, and again, Dan Campbell, he came to mind, and Brian Daboll, they came to mind too. So, along with, of course, Zach Taylor and Shanahan and McDermott and all those other boys, Andy Reid, all those other boys.
All right, Killer, you mind if I speed through some of this real quick so we can get to the end?
By all means, because I kind of wanted. I was getting ready to just get right to is he Hall of Famer.
Yeah, no, let me speed through it. Dak got an interception problem. We all agree on that, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
Mhm.
I was gonna talk about Cleveland and Deshaun Watson. I think we don't need to talk about that, right? Not
I
really.
don't need.
I mean, yeah, nah. I just have, well, you know.
Cool.
He'll be important again week 1 of next season.
Yeah.
All right. So
we knock the rust off.
Right.
Yeah.
We talked about the DeMar Hamlin. Cool. All right. So we got we got one more thing, and then is he a Hall of Famer? Then we out of here. The NBA awards and their criteria. We gotta have that combo.
All right.
Got to.
Let's get to it.
Because you had some interesting points about this.
And I had some. No,
So-
I was just.
So I'm gonna let you just go ahead, start it. Go ahead.
We were just talking about the most improved player, right? And my thing was, if I know or I see or you are on that superstar potential or you have that superstar potential, I personally would not give you most improved. If, like, for example, we had you gave the example, Killer, of Jason Tatum, right? And he went up, I think it was 8 points, right? That's cool. But then if, I don't know, Cole Anthony, you know, had an 8-point increase. He went from, 15 last year to 23. I would lean more so on the side of giving it to Cole Anthony because that may not necessarily be something that we see from him. That's all I was saying. And so I don't know if I would have personally given it to Ja. I would have had to look at, say everybody's, all the other nominee stats and things like that. But I don't know if I would have just given it to Ja.
So what's your criteria for the most improved though? So like it to be the most improved, what you can't be you can't have the expectations of a superstar. Like what's the
See, and it's weird because it's not like a written down like rule or anything like that. It's just like I don't I would not fit like if like LeBron. I think I gave the example of LeBron. His rookie year, he got what 21, or no, I think it was 19. If he got his second year, he was at 27. But then you have a guy like I don't know, Michael Finley, who went up 8 points, 9 points. I would lean more on the side of giving it to Michael Finley because again, that to me that is a drastic improvement. We knew that LeBron was going to improve over time, whether it be gradually, whether it be, what I'm saying, immediately. But that Michael Finley's, that's to me is more of a drastic, more of a could be even impactful increase as opposed to the other. That's all I was saying.
So in a sense, you wouldn't have gave it to Tracy McGrady, is what you're saying.
Again, I'm not. And here's the thing. I'm not going to say I'm not going to give it to a superstar or an up-and-coming superstar. I have to look at the other nominees because to me there may have been a, somebody else, a Joakim Noah or something, that may have to
Joakim Noah.
me.
No, Joakim Noah was an MVP candidate.
Okay, well, what I'm saying. So somebody else. Oh, fine. Well, what's his other? Taj Gibson.
Yeah, see, here's where we run into a bit of a problem with this. Is I'm looking at guys like that, like when the war first went out, Alvin Robertson won it for the Spurs, then Dale Ellis, then one of my favorite names of all time, Kevin Duckworth.
Kevin Duckworth should win it.
That name is a top 5 basketball name for me. And you already know my favorite basketball name of all time. You already know who it is.
Oh,
I got
Taribo.
2 of them. Taribo Uwawa, and then 1A is my boy Bimbo Coles. I don't give a damn what no one say.
Oh,
Ho
God.
Coles, that's my boy.
You don't like what's the name? Young Ho Fat? Young Ho Fat? Or what's the nigga name?
You talking about the
Ho
kicker?
you fat. Ho you
Ho you
fat.
fat. There we go. Ho you
Oh, you
fat.
fat. No, the French basketball player.
Yeah.
Oh, you fat.
Like, so would you have given this award? And this is where I'm coming at this from. Would you have given this award in 2003 to Gilbert Arenas?
Yes, because Gilbert he was what riding the bench for his first 2-3 years, wasn't
He
he?
was a second. Yeah, he was a second round pick for Golden State.
Yeah. So somebody like that, yes, I would have given it to a Gilbert Arenas. Yes.
So if Gilbert Arenas got drafted top 5, you wouldn't have gave it to him.
Again, I'm not saying that I would not. I would be hesitant to. Is that a better? Is that a
I agree
better?
with L. I see where he's coming from because I'm kind of the same way.
Yeah, to me, it's like if you improve the most, you should win the award. If you
Yeah.
like that,
But
regardless of
it's
status.
it's 2 things that I take into this award, because if that's the case, you just give it to a median player on a terrible team who happened to have that increase due to just a minutes increase. But I believe it comes in with like impact as
Mhm.
well as your game elevating. Like
Right.
those 2 things have to go hand in hand for
I
this award for me.
I agree, but I think where Ellison, like I'm in the same boat too. Like I expect Ja Morant to gradually improve, like this, because like not just because he was the number 2 pick in the draft, but like I thought Ja Morant was going to end up being a great player. Like I think if somebody improved that you necessarily wouldn't expect, and again they made an impact on their team, I think to me, like for me, that would be more impressive for most
Okay.
improved over a Ja Morant, who I expect Ja Morant to make a job. I
All
think
right.
Ja Morant was
I'm
just a
So
great.
So
I'm
here's the thing. Here's the
but like
thing with
this.
that.
But like
Here's the
this.
thing
If
with
he
that.
didn't make that jump, there'd be a problem.
so
Right.
but here's the thing. Here's the thing. Just because so you're not going to reward the player you're not going to reward the player just because of your expectations.
I said hesitant.
No. I'm
I'm not.
talking to Corey. I'm talking to Corey.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, same thing. Like it's not as impressive because like expectations, yeah. Because like my expectations, yeah.
Right.
All right.
Not saying
So I
that's
put it to you like
now.
this.
Now, if
Uh,
Ja Morant was like far and away, like if his jump was just far and away, like I'm not just going to give the award to somebody who's just clearly less deserving. That's not what I'm saying. But like if somebody is closer that I just didn't expect, and like I said, is making an impact. Like I'm not saying just putting up numbers for the sake of, like has an impact, then I might give lean it towards them. That's all I'm saying.
See,
Okay.
here's where that runs into a bit of a problem. Is that with a player like a John Morant, and we talked about this before, just not here. With a player like John Morant, even though we see superstar written all over him, that jump plus the improvement of the team was beyond where anyone thought he was going to be by year 3. Let's just be 100% honest.
So
I'm not saying we were seeing scrub. I'm saying we weren't seeing what we got, which was MVP last year. We were seeing MVP. People were talking MVP for him.
Yeah. So look, Corey, you wouldn't have given the most improved player award to Brandon Ingram.
I don't know who I would have given for. I'm just saying, like, I can't give you like no specific year to year, whatever. I'm just saying, like, if you give me 2 names who have like a similar impact for their team, I might lean more towards the guy who, let's say, was like a 2nd round pick who maybe
Undrafted
people
guy,
weren't expected
something,
to, who weren't like someone you would expect to do much or have any type of significant impact on their team versus a
Giannis?
guy. I don't know what Giannis's numbers were. I mean, I guess.
Giannis, only people who knew about Giannis like that were Bucks fans and people who watch Central Division
Yeah,
basketball like me and Mike.
now Giannis is a good example because Giannis, yeah, like you said, Giannis, his 2K rating was in the 60s at one point. So
Me
like,
and Mike were talking about Giannis. I think after his first year, I was like, yo, the Bucks got this little slim dude who gonna be a monster.
yeah, it wasn't until what, like year 4
That he
ish.
really exploded.
Yeah, where and like he took off.
Hmm
You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't like a whole, like it was gradual, and then like a significant spot. Like they had to drug test this man on a regular basis.
I mean, he ain't doing nothing but eating babies, bro. That dude huge, man.
I tell you,
Bruh.
baby cows and shit.
You know, just wank, come here, die.
Oh my god.
Get
All
to
right.
my part,
But
L, you
sir.
got it. You got it. Is he a Hall of Famer?
All right. So I narrowed it down to two names. So I real quick. I just want to get your opinion on this one. This is not who I picked, but I just want to get your opinion on this one. Fred Taylor. Do you think he's a Hall of Famer?
The running back?
yes,
Yes.
Yeah.
yeah.
Um,
Numbers, franchise, input on him. Yeah.
He's 17th all time in rushing, but the unique thing is that every single person ahead of him is either in the Hall of Fame or isn't eligible yet, like a Adrian Peterson.
I need to see numbers. Hold up.
I got you. He played 13 years, 25, 34 rushes for 11,695 yards, so we'll just call it 11-7, 66 touchdowns.
I mean, this is one of those things.
One Pro Bowl, did not get selected. He was an injury replacement and no All Pros. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Right. This is one of those things where there is you know how you tell me how you tell me that I'm black and white, I don't have a gray area.
Mm-hmm.
And I told you the other day, I said no, I got a gray area. This is one of those gray area people. Because
He's the first one ever in life.
No, because the first one was Mike Vick.
Okay, yeah.
The first one was Mike Vick. See, that's what I was gonna say. This is one of those Mike Vick things because Mike Vick might not have the numbers as a quarterback for a Hall of Fame, but when you compare what he did on the field and his impact on the game, to me, you have to put him in the Hall of Fame. Now, the opposite can also work, where you can have Hall of Fame numbers, but if your impact is not really felt in the game, then to me, I don't think you should be in the Hall of Fame. Fred Taylor falls in that category to me. I would not put Fred Taylor in the Hall of Fame because there's nothing that he has done to me that left me I've never considered Fred Taylor to me was never considered like top 5 at his position. I don't remember anybody ever considering Fred Taylor top 5. I don't like his numbers are nice. I mean, over 11,000 yards.
7 times had over 1,000.
Yeah, 7 times had over 1,000. But you mentioned it. 7 times he had over 1,000. He only got one Pro Bowl. You know what I'm saying? He only got his he was a good player, but his impact just wasn't felt enough.
I think one thing
A
about
lot of that
Fred
has to do
Teddy,
with his era too.
that too, because he did play with some
That too,
dogs.
that
Did
too.
play with
Yeah,
some dogs too. But I think because Fred Taylor, he wasn't outspoken. Like everybody else had a thing. Like Edgerrin James, he had the gold teeth. Marshall, like everybody else had a thing. Fred Taylor, he would
a
play and
gimmick,
he would go the fuck home.
a gimmick.
Yeah, Mike calls it a gimmick. That it, something that you recognize that person for. Fred Taylor never had that, and so I think that also lends itself into the lack of impact. It's like, I don't even remember this guy half the time. So he played with Brunell and McCardell and Jimmy Smith and those boys, and he went to the AFC Championship too. So, but all right, my real. I just want to get y'all opinion on that. All right, so my real, is he a Hall of Famer? He is a wide receiver, played 14 years for 4 teams. He had 1,076 receptions for 13,779 yards and 82 touchdowns in those 14 years. He is a 3-time Pro Bowler, a 1-time Super Bowl champion, but he had no All-Pros. Is he a Hall of Famer?
What was the numbers again?
1,076, so 1,076 receptions, 13,779 yards, and 82 touchdowns in 14 years. 1 Super Bowl, 3 Pro Bowls, no All-Pros. And when I tell you this person, you'll understand why he had no All-Pros.
I'm 100% say he is a Hall of Famer, and I'm not gonna say anything else about it. I'm gonna keep it between me and you because I know this guy. I know exactly who this guy is.
Yep. I am going to say he is absolutely a Hall of Famer, and I honestly know who it is, just like Killer does, and I will say it is not his fault with who he played with
At all.
All right, Corey.
And the fact that he got screwed over by one of the franchises that he played for.
Killer, you giving way too much information, goddamn.
Corey.
Not necessarily. Wide receivers get fucked over all the time.
Mm-hmm.
How many Pro Bowls did you say?
3.
3 Pro Bowls, no All Pros. 1 Super Bowl. 14 years. How many 1,000-yard seasons did you say?
I didn't say. I
Oh,
can
you
look
didn't
it
say?
up.
Okay.
Yeah. Do I still have it up? I can look it up real quick.
Oh, and Corey, while he looking it up, I'll just tell you. You know how Killer said his favorite name was what Killer was your favorite name?
Oh, Taribo Uwawa.
And
And
what
this is
was the
one of
other
my
one?
favorite ones too.
Bimbo
Coco.
Coles. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, so Corey, you'll appreciate this. My favorite name is Brutus Beefcake.
Hey, why you laugh like that?
I wasn't expecting that, bro.
That's like
Brutus
come out
Beefcake.
left field.
Hell
And
no.
I'm a bit elevated in the moment too.
He had 7 1,000-yard seasons, so exactly half. And if this will give you another hint, his very last season, I don't even remember it.
I'd be forgetting that he actually has a damn Super Bowl.
This is a tough one for me. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh shit, this one tough at all for me. this was a given.
Yeah, this
I have
this right
no
here
clue
was
who this is.
filet.
Well, do you think those are Hall of Fame worthy numbers?
I'm gonna say no. For a wide receiver, I'm gonna say no.
Whew.
I'll poke you in your eye when I see you.
Hey, yeah, I gotta trip you up.
All right, Mike, who you think it is?
Oh, I know
You know
for
where I live.
I know for a fact it's Anquan Bolden.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Go nose.
Yep.
And Anquan Bolden absolutely is a Hall of Famer.
100%.
His last year, he played in Detroit. I don't even remember that shit.
No, he
Yes.
played in Buffalo his last year, didn't he?
No, it was Detroit.
He never played it down for Buffalo.
Oh, okay.
It was kind of like everyone talking, man, Jerry Rice did play for the Seahawks. That motherfucker didn't take a snap in Seattle.
No, he did.
He ain't take no snap in Seattle
He did. He took a couple.
in preseason.
And he took a
That
couple.
shit don't count.
Let me see.
So Corey, you really don't believe Bolden should be in the Hall of Fame?
It's tough because like you can go. It's a thing like numbers wise, I would say no, but like impact wise, it's like I'm conflicted to be honest with you. Like I could say
This is
either
easy.
or.
See,
Yeah. I'm just having a tough time.
Let me just wait a minute. Hold on. Wait. Let me get something straight. Okay.
Drink this pine saw. Man.
Wait, hold on. Okay. Let me look something up real quick. Don't say shit. The 2013 Super Bowl, or I'll put 2013, or let me put 2012 13, so we ain't confused.
I hate that shit.
Yeah, I hate it too. I hate it too. Okay, I need to see the
Who was the
roster.
other receiver?
Yeah, I
I
need
don't remember.
Torrey Smith.
Torrey Smith. Oh, and that's when they had the pigeon toe dude too, huh?
Yeah.
What?
The returner.
Yeah. I know who you're talking about.
Oh, Jacoby Jones.
Jacoby Jones.
Kobe Jones.
Yeah, that Raiders
Okay.
bust.
Okay, wait.
Ain't that Tomlin nearly tripping or
All right.
Yep.
Yeah, that was awesome. He was
So
memed.
Corey, so Corey, you
Dance floor.
so Corey,
Mhm.
so Anquan Bolden, when he gets to Baltimore for the first time in his career, is the wide receiver one.
Mhm.
As a wide receiver one, he leads them to the Super Bowl, and just so happens to be the greatest Ravens wide receiver ever.
I mean, that's not saying much to be honest, though.
Yeah.
I mean, the
Franchise has
history.
never had a Pro Bowl wide receiver.
Yeah, the history doesn't like it's a low bar. I agree, but
I mean, so Steve Smith. I don't think they've ever drafted and developed Ravens.
no,
receiver.
they've never.
No, they haven't.
No, they always got one out on loaner. I mean, before Anquan Bolden, it was Derek Mason.
Anquan Bolden had a greater impact on the Ravens than Steve Smith. That's facts. That's facts.
Mm-hmm.
That's
I
facts.
just threw out another Ravens receiver.
Right. No. Yeah. No, I get you. But I'm sitting here like
He's probably the only Ravens receiver.
I'm sitting here like, hey, but people were gonna say Anquan Bolden's career was overshadowed by Fitz while he was in Arizona, and it was. But I mean,
it got overshadowed by everybody. Unfortunately,
it got overshadowed by everybody. Unfortunately, because who was the number one in San Fran?
T.O.
Crabtree.
No. Was it Crabtree?
Crabtree.
Oh yeah,
Davis,
for the Super Bowl. Yeah,
But-
for the Super Bowl. Yeah, it was.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, I'm like, Anquan Bolden. Not only do he got Hall of Fame numbers, I mean, if you do the math, the receiving yards, his total receiving yards divided by his number of receptions, he averaged 13 yards per reception. So he got over 80 touchdowns, averaged 13 receiving yards. It's really 12.8, but I'm rounding up. Averaged 13 receiving yards per reception. Got almost 14,000 receiving yards total, and got the one thing that his the person who overshadowed his career don't have, and he got them that as the number one receiver.
Didn't he have 2
Yeah,
touchdowns in that game too?
Yes, he
In
did.
the Super Bowl game?
In the second
yeah.
half.
Anquan Bolden is should be. I'm not gonna say first ballot, but Anquan Bolden is at least a second ballot Hall of Famer. At least.
I wouldn't fight that.
I hope
Like,
not.
I just like, it's just when you say Anquan Bolt, like it doesn't scream Hall of Fame to me.
that's
Now,
because
like,
you remember him playing with Fitz on the opposite end.
Yeah,
And
and
his
not,
was
not
wild. And his
second
was
fiddle.
wild. If you go back and look at their numbers between him and Fitz, he was actually producing more than Fitz was.
Yeah, but Fitz was getting double covered and shit. Like Fitz was a
Yeah.
problem. Fitz
See,
was
and
a
it should have been
problem.
double covering Bolden because these are the numbers he put up and didn't make the damn Pro Bowl. 171 targets, 102 grabs, 1,402 yards. Best season by far with 7 touchdowns. Only thing that was remotely close to that was his rookie year, where he did 1,377 and 8 touchdowns and 101 receptions. He did that in 16 games. The 1,400 yarder, he did that in 14.
So look, to
And we're
me,
talking after 14 games in this NFL right now, we're talking about this guy has an opportunity to possibly get 2K. Well, that's what we be talking about.
yeah, to me, he a Hall of Famer. I ain't saying he first ballot, but
yeah, I'm not disagree. I'm not saying like I would be upset if he got in the Hall of Fame, nothing like that. It's just to me, I think maybe it's partly because like, I feel like obviously he played with Fitz and like, you know, that overshadowed a lot of his career. And obviously I forgot about the Baltimore year. That's a big highlight of his career for me. But it's just like it just doesn't,
If I'm
like
not
I wouldn't
mistaken,
be
his
up in
numbers are better than
arms
Antonio
or whatever
Brown's.
if Anquan Bolden got in or didn't get in. But that's just me, you know.
I mean, so from 2003 to 2012, that's 10 seasons. For about 10 seasons, so I'll say 8. For about 8 seasons, Anquan Bolden was like a top 15 receiver. Like when he was in Arizona, Arizona had 2 top 15 receivers. Like when he was in his prime. When he was in his prime.
And
And
no
3
damn
top
quarterback.
25 receivers too at one
Yeah,
point.
and that's another thing. He
Oh,
had
no, they had Palmer.
come on now.
Mm-hmm.
Come on now.
I mean, he was decent.
It was all right.
He was decent.
Nah, for those early years, he had Matt Leinart. Let's be 100% honest.
Yeah. That's a come on now.
Yeah, he had Matt Leinart.
On.
The greatest quarterback he ever had was Palmer.
No, he
That's
had. Oh no, he didn't. He left when Kurt Warner came.
yeah.
That was just Fitz.
That was Fitz by himself. The greatest quarterback Bolden has ever played with is Carson Palmer, and Carson Palmer, and he did not win a Super Bowl with him. He won a Super Bowl with a quarterback
Joe Flacco.
worse.
But that
That's
defense
elite
was
Joe Flacco,
legit
you know,
though.
bro.
That the defense was elite, but
Mhm.
that magical playoff run that Joe Flacco had, yeah. On the opposite end of those passes, it was Bolden. It was Bolden hauling them things in.
Let me take a look at that postseason.
Matter
That postseason, he went off for 380, 4 touchdowns on 22 receptions.
Matter of fact, remember that big hit across the middle that Bolden took in the face?
Yeah,
And like
I
he
remember
was
that.
down and out.
Mhm.
Did he still catch that pass?
Sure.
Or did he drop it? Because I remember the hit, but I feel like I remember myself saying, "Damn, he held on to that." I feel like I remember myself saying it because I was like amazed. I can't
You know what
remember.
else happened in his last year in the NFL? That was the last time that Detroit Lions made the playoffs. That was 2016.
Yeah, it's a reason. It's a reason Detroit made the playoffs in 2016.
What did he do
Calvin
in
would have a lot
Buffalo
to do
in
with that too.
2017?
But now was Calvin still in the league in 16?
He was not.
Nah, Calvin Johnson. Nah, I don't think so.
So that was Anquan and Golden Tate.
Yep, Golden Tate. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, Golden Tate.
That man Stafford made Golden Tate get paid, bro. That's wow.
Hey, low key, Bolden got some accomplishments. He's a BCS national champion. He got the Walter Payton Man of the Year. He's Super Bowl Offensive Rookie of the Year. Hey, Bolden wasn't no slouch.
I'm not saying he was a slouch. I'm not at all. Like I said, I'm not arguing that he shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame. I'm not saying that at all.
Yeah.
That was 2003 when we won that Natty.
No, 99.
He was on the 99 team.
Yes.
Yeah, I think he was like a freshman or a sophomore. I don't think he was.
99.
Yeah, because
Wait,
that was Peter Warwick and Laverne Scholes.
He got drafted in 03. No fucking wait a minute.
Yeah, he was on the
He was a
1999.
freshman.
Yeah, he was.
Damn.
Yeah, he was. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That was the year we beat Peyton Manning. Yeah.
Yeah. And now I don't know how much playing time he was getting around that time. He might have been like
I mean,
young.
dude,
You know what I'm saying?
that 99. I'm gonna pull that 99 Knowles team. I think Derrick Brooks is on that team.
Yeah, I think he was. We were serious.
Yeah, yo.
Hey, shout out to my Thunder drop 150 on
Y'all did drop
Boston.
150 without SGA.
It
Without
on
SGA.
Boston's head. Good gracious.
Without
Yeah.
SGA.
He had the oldest quarterback in college football history, Chris Winkie. I think he was like 47.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all gonna hate
Travis Minor, Peter Ward, Ron Duggan, Snoop Menace.
Snoop Menace, that was my nigga.
I don't want y'all to hate me for saying this, but the U has the greatest college football team of all time, though.
Oh yeah, the 2000
that 2000
Hurricanes.
Hurricanes team was fucking nasty.
That team was crazy. Our 2000 Seminole team.
Y'all beat them, didn't y'all?
Took them to the wire. No, we lost. That was
wide left.
That was wide. I was about to tell you, don't say it. That shit hurts. But
did that field goal hurt more than the Ohio State field goal?
What Ohio State field goal?
The one that Ohio State missed this weekend on New Year's Eve.
The kick that brought in the New Year.
Oh shit, that's some funny shit.
The kick that brought, as soon as the ball dropped, this man went wide. It started off wide left.
Hey yo, I saw a little meme thing where they had on one that had like.
I am Madden glitched.
What you just say?
That I saw a little meme thing where they had like the screenshot of the ball dropping and then his kick, and with the caption of his kick was so bad it literally landed in another year.
Bro.
Because technically it did.
Man.
He kicked it with like 5, 4, 3, and it landed like after people was celebrating confetti and shit. So
damn.
So my man missed a kick in 2 years at the same time. It's a fucking life accomplishment, bro.
Oh man! All right, it's late. Killer, man, you can take us out, man. We appreciate you being on the show, bro.
For real.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Look. I was expecting you to come with some heat, but you was pretty moderate. We ain't do too much arguing. You know what I'm saying?
Nah. Of course not. You know what I'm saying? Just try to keep it calm. Now, next time you bring your ass over here, it's on.
Oh, hey, look.
Now I'll be real with you. Next time we have you on the show, hopefully we ain't coming off some somber ass news like someone almost dying and shit.
Yeah.
So,
but look, check this out.
Hoping for that not to be the case.
But look, check this out. We got Javonte Davis on Saturday.
We do.
We got Javonte Davis, so you're gonna see me this weekend.
Yep, and Boots Ennis fighting too.
And Boots,
I think he's on the co-main.
He's the co-main, yeah. Boots Ennis, yeah. He the so you're gonna see me this weekend. So
that's what's up.
Hey Corey, you like boxing? You like boxing and stuff? You should ride with me.
Yeah, TBD. I might be having something going on this weekend, so we'll see.
Hey man, hey, make sure you protect yourself.
Yes, sir.
Hey, I'm not even speaking on that, bro. That's
bubble wrap that beef stick, boy.
I don't even want to know.
Yeah. But hey, the next thing, look, Corey Killer, next thing we got to do, I promise, I promise we wouldn't even have to talk. None of that episode. If we get L and Nello on one show, the three of us could put ourselves on mute. We would have a whole show ready to go. Because them two gonna go at it all night.
Hey, yo, shout out my nigga Nello. He's always wrong, but you know it's all good. He tries to find something to be
Always
right
wrong.
about, you know. But
We know
you know,
somebody like that.
you know,
We
it's
all
all
know somebody
good.
like that.
I do want to point
Philip.
out. I do want to point out, L.
Damn,
Remember,
killer.
yeah, Killer put the name right out there.
Damn, man.
Hey, so the name that Killer just threw out, L, is the same dude who said the Commanders going to the NFC Championship game.
Yeah, that was probably one of the stupidest things I had
And
read.
this is the same
In
team
the-
that didn't know
in
they
the-
were eliminated from the playoffs when they got eliminated from the playoffs.
Bro.
No,
Like,
I'm
It was actually breaking news to the entire franchise. Like, oh shit, we really ain't in this.
gonna tell you,
Should have started.
Nello said something that's like in that top 10, one of the wildest comments I'd ever heard about sports. When we was at the casino and Nello said the Wizards were like a top 10 franchise, oh my God.
yeah, we fell out.
Oh my
Yeah, we fell
God.
out. Oh, hey, real quick, Mike. Last quick thing. So I did my list, right?
Yeah.
Like I told you, I said I was
Oh
gonna
yeah,
do.
you did your list for the NBA franchises?
No. For the Brady. Is Brady
Oh,
top 10?
oh yes, that's that. Yep, I asked you that earlier.
I might have to put him number 10.
Oh my God, you still on this?
I might have to put him number 10.
Give me your top 10 quarterbacks.
We got Mahomes, Allen, Burrow,
Yep.
Herbert, and then here on out is not in any order. Herbert, Jackson, Rogers, Hurts. I put Lawrence in there, and I'm giving your boy credit. I put Dak in there.
Oh wow. Well, that you just named 10, and Brady wasn't one of them.
No, did I name 9?
No, you named. I was counting.
Mahomes, Allen, Burrow,
That's 3.
Herbert, Jackson,
That's 5,
Rogers, Hurts,
6, 7,
Lawrence,
8,
Dak,
9.
Brady.
I don't
You
know,
smoking
man.
crack.
I don't know. I don't know. Look,
Because I mean, because the next echelon you're talking about Stafford, Kyler, Tua, Deshaun.
I would
I
say
don't know.
no. Wait. Tua is not in the next bracket.
Okay, but who else did I forget though? Who else deserves to be in that top list?
I'm about to tell you. All right. So Mahomes, and this is in no order. I'm just naming 10. Mahomes, Herbert, Burrow, Josh Allen. We're talking about top 10, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, 4.
I would still put Rodgers in there.
Okay.
Hurts. No, I'm gonna take Hurts out. I'm gonna take Hurts out.
Now you're back to 5.
I would put Dak in there, even though Dak is like 9 or 10. I will put Dak in there. Before I get to Brady, man, I will put Cousins before Brady.
Shitting me.
This year?
Shitting me.
I'll take Daniel Jones. I'll take Jacoby Brissett.
Whoa.
I would take Jared Goff over Brady this year.
I'm not taking no, not Daniel Jones. Stop.
Not Daniel Jones, not Jacoby Brissett.
Daniel Jones is ninth in total QBR this year.
Daniel,
ninth.
that's wonderful.
Yeah,
I would not take him over Brady.
No,
I'm sorry.
hell no.
Yeah, hell no. Jared Goff is interesting. I'd have to think about that one, but no.
15
Jacoby
TDs,
Brissett.
5 picks.
Jacoby Brissett.
Hold on, wait. Give me your list real quick. Give me your list again.
Mahomes, Allen, Burrow, Herbert, Jackson, Rodgers, Hurts, Trevor Lawrence, Dak, Brady.
Okay, I would agree. I agree with everybody you just said, except I would swap Tom Brady with this season. I would swap Tom Brady with Kirk Cousins.
Okay. Same Kirk Cousins that got beat 40-3.
The same Kirk Cousins The same Kirk Cousins that's leading that team with Justin Jefferson. I mean, he
throws it in Justin Jefferson's direction. Let's
Brady
stop the cap.
throws it in Evans' direction.
Hey, Tua throws it in Tyreek direction.
Brady. Do you see Brady on Sunday to Mike Evans? Was that throwing in his direction? Now, when I say throwing in his direction,
great throws.
One of the greatest catches ever by Justin Jefferson. That was a horrible throw. That was a terrible throw.
I understand.
So he throws it in his vicinity, and Justin Jefferson goes and gets it. More than Kirk Cousins is an accurate quarterback.
I get what you are saying. I don't know that I will put Tom Brady at number 10. I don't. Not this year. I can't.
So, but you're really taking, bro. You even said yourself, Justin Jefferson. If he was not on that team, they'd be a 6-win team. They'd be a 6-win team. So how do you have a top 10 quarterback who can only get you 6 wins?
Just like Justin Jefferson got almost 1,800 yards, and Justin Jefferson is the MVP, and they are a 12-13. How many games they won? 12 or 13?
12.
Okay. Like the same way that Justin Jefferson gets credit for them having 12 wins with all the yards that he got or whatever, I got to give Kirk Cousins some credit with that, because Kirk Cousins has to deliver him the ball. He has to get the ball to him. You know what I'm saying? Like he has to get the ball to him. Like, I also think without Kirk Cousins, if you had a lesser quarterback than Kirk Cousins, they would not have 12 wins right now. And I hate Kirk Cousins. I don't even think Kirk Cousins is that good. But
Kirk Cousins is mediocre.
Right. I think on a regular year, Kirk Cousins is mediocre. I think this year specifically, he is top 10.
Kirk Cousins is Seattle's best to everybody else's Starbucks.
Yeah. But I mean, I would agree with everybody, every other person that you said. I'm surprised you put Dak in there, honestly, but
I mean, I'm objective. I still hate y'all niggas though. Fuck the Cowboys.
I mean, honestly, this year I wouldn't have put Brady ahead of Jared Goff, but
I wouldn't put Brady ahead of Jared Goff either. Not this year.
Mm-mm.
I would have.
Jared Goff had one bad year, and they tried to sell him.
I definitely would put him above Daniel Jones, though. I'm not going to disrespect Brady. I'm not going.
That was disrespectful, bro.
No. I'm not going to disrespect him. Like, I ain't never say Tom Brady was ass. Like, Daniel Jones, I'm sorry, that man is boo boo. That man is garbage. Like, the Giants talking about they think they found a franchise quarterback with Daniel Jones. As a Cowboy fan and an NFC East rival, I think the other three of them teams we are clapping our hands right now.
Please sign him long term.
Long term,
and get rid of Saquon too.
I'll be one of the first people protesting for Daniel Jones. He doesn't deserve 5. My side would say not a 5-year, 10-year. I want 10-year Daniel Jones contract, please.
That would be a terrible investment for 10 years.
Just saying.
Let him do it.
That's I think that's a good spot to leave off for the evening. Yo, L, bruh, glad to hear your voice again. Glad to see you were doing well. Glad to have had you on the broadcast with us. Y'all know how we do these goodbyes, so I'm going to go ahead and we're going to let the guests do theirs first.
Last words.
Hey, again, it was a pleasure. It was an honor. I definitely appreciate it. It was hella fun. I love talking sports with knowledgeable people. I hate talking sports with box score bandits and shit like that. So, but hey, man, just try to stay positive, keep the positivity, spread love, spread happiness. Let's get rid of that hate, man. Let's go.
That's what it is. Corey, what's your last words, man? What you got?
First of all, L, thanks again for coming on the show, man. We had a blast. This definitely won't be the last time that you on the show for sure, man. Enjoy your company, man.
Most definitely.
Also, I just want to say rest in peace to Pele, uh, one of the biggest sports figures ever, passed away this past week. And everybody just, spread love, treat each other right, treat yourself right, and just, do the best you can, man.
My last words, without a doubt, is my brother Marcus, Marcus Kennedy. Happy birthday.
Happy
You would
birthday,
have
nigga.
you would have been 34. So we getting up there in age. When people ask me, if Marcus passed, I just tell them that, kind of like the multiverse. He just went to another dimension. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm with it.
you know what I'm saying? Like, he just went to another dimension. Like, he's still with us and shit just from afar. You know what I'm saying? Um, so yeah, my last words just go out to Marcus. The crazy thing is, if y'all four have not realized, Marcus knows all four of us.
Mm-hmm.
Marcus was at Winston-Salem State the year before me. He was a freshman with you, Killer.
I
Marcus
know.
Marcus was on 200 block with you and with Eric Price and with all of y'all
That's
niggas.
my cousin too.
Yeah, with all of y'all, like, you know what I'm saying. Marcus was with y'all. I got to Winston the next year. Corey was my roommate. Then and Marcus we were still going to school together. So Marcus would come to my dorm room, and that's how he met Corey. And we would chop it up and everything. And then after Marcus left, you know what I'm saying. Marcus, I stayed in school. Marcus then got in the real world, job, TSA, all of that. But then he was going out west to visit you, L, and calling me, letting me know what was up with you and everything like that. So like Marcus was like literally like a glue guy, even for everybody here, which is crazy. So it just goes to show
Yeah.
like how it just goes to show like all of the relationships that he built and how connected, like, like the different circles are and shit like that. So Marcus, man, happy birthday, happy fucking birthday to Marcus. I hope he is in heaven right now on some brown liquor, getting some of the baddest heaven bitches that he can. Like, like, yo, I hate to use that language and talk about like the Lord's vicinity and stuff like that in the same sentence, but
The
if
Lord's vicinity.
the Lord's vicinity, his area, I don't be trying to
This man
cuss,
might gonna be the only person go to heaven talking about some man. This shit nice than the motherfucker.
I'm
dog.
pretty sure you're going to hell just off the last 15 seconds.
No, no, no. Look, I swear I'm not. I swear I'm not. It's all about intent in the heart, not
Eh,
the actual, you
God knows
know.
what's in my heart.
Yeah, exactly.
God
God
knows what's
know
in my
me,
heart.
but look, tell me right now, y'all three do not believe when Marcus got to heaven and they let him through the door, he was like, God damn.
They they
Tell
questioned
me,
it.
I
tell
don't
me
think
y'all
I'm
don't
gonna
that.
say
believe
I'm gonna say they severely questioned the decision.
Yeah, they
Jesus
probably
gonna be at that
right.
front door like,
They,
just don't break shit.
they probably was at he probably was at the pearly gates like, so y'all gonna let me in, or like he might have made it just by the skin of his teeth, but damn it, he made it. You know what I'm saying? So nah, man. But happy birthday to him, man. That's my brother. That's my brother. That's L brother. We love him to death. Holding it down here in this ghetto ass world. But um, it is what it is. Just I'm just happy that he's still with us. You know what I'm saying, in a spiritual way.
Absolutely.
That was very beautifully put, my brother.
I
My
appreciate
final words, of course, are to love on your people. Um, for real, like a lot of stuff has been put into focus, especially given the events of the last 24 hours. But love on your people. Um, don't let small disagreements or anything like that keep you from being able to do so. Because we're not allotted a lot. We don't know how much time we're truly allotted in this life. So love on your people. Let them know that they are cared about. Because when you're getting ready to go, I promise you, the day I do, that's gonna be the one thing I think about more than anything else.
And also, if you've been rocking with us this long, we really fuck with you because it's been about 3.5 hours.
Hell yeah! So there's a good chance like two motherfuckers hear everything that we just said, and that's not counting. And that's not counting the four of us that just listened to this entire that just did this entire podcast.
Oh man!
So
All right,
with
man.
that knowledge, I am no longer gonna try to be deep and sentimental. I'm gonna go out like a gangster. Y'all already know how I do this shit. If Draymond Green is a Hall of Famer, then goddamn it, so are y'all. And we about this bench.
We out.
Howdy.
Peace.
Peace.